Like, that's what you should do.
All right, we're starting in 3, 2, 1. And we're live.
What's good, everybody?
What up?
All right, so visuals. Gabs.
My name is Hector. Hello.
Jaylin.
And we're back.
Talking about some new stuff, in the world of pop culture.
In the world of pop
which
culture.
incorporates, like, everything.
Literally everything.
Yes.
But yeah, we were just talking about Venom, Carnage, all
Don't
that.
look at the camera, man.
No, I want to look
Rule
at the camera.
number 1 with pop culture
I want to say hello. Like,
in movies. Don't look at the video camera.
Don't look at the camera.
Don't do
Just
it.
don't look at the camera.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
You
kidding.
did. All right. But yeah, I always loved just symbiotes in general. They were always just so cool to me. Like, it latches onto you, and if you guys connect, then you're basically just in the clear. You're good.
I feel like Venom and Carnage they're like the same, aren't they? In a way, like
Carnage is, I guess, stronger and more sadistic.
No,
he's
he's
like the younger, annoying sister of Venom.
Okay, so one's chaotic, that's Venom, and the other one's evil.
Well, chaotic.
Okay.
Are they
Evil.
both neutral or are they both evil? Are they,
Okay.
Venom's
Venom is like, listen.
A legal
We're gonna
perception.
do what we want to do, and if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. That's it.
Yeah.
Like I said, we.
Yeah. We. That's what it is, right? Carnage is like, all right, listen.
I'm just gonna kill you. 'Cause I want to.
Murder, and more murder. That's what I love.
You know I'm gonna kill you because I want to. It's fun.
Yeah, it's cool beans. It makes me feel good inside. You know what I mean? And then he just does it.
Did they ever? They fought, right? In
Oh,
comics?
many
Like,
times.
plenty of times, right?
Many,
Like,
many
Carnage,
times. But the problem is, like, Carnage is just, he's just so much more deadly due to the fact that he just doesn't care.
He's more powerful.
He's more powerful. Like, he doesn't care about anything at all. He doesn't even care if he dies. He can't technically die unless he's vaporized entirely.
like thrown into the sun or something.
Thrown into the sun.
He has been. It was crazy because like the Century, the Century, like Marvel, Superman ripped him in half.
And
he
nothing
came
happened.
back with some. Well, he died, but he came back from like some robotic legs and like just.
There's some
tore up
Wolverine type
Spider-Man,
stuff
Iron
there.
Man.
Yeah,
that's
like,
crazy.
About that, like, he ripped him in half, took him to space, and threw him.
Yeah, like.
And then
Okay.
later on, he was just like, "Hey,
Are we
I'm
getting
back."
Carnage in the Venom movie?
No, this is Riot.
Possibly.
This is Riot. He could be teased.
End credit scene.
Probably.
Because Woody Harrelson, I think a lot of people were like, there's rumors that he's still in the movie. I think he's been cast, right?
Don't think he can pull off a Carnage though. Woody Harrelson's a
I
good
think he
actor.
can.
Don't think he can pull off
Well, I
Cletus
mean,
Cassidy.
it's gonna be CG and voice. It's all about voice these days, right?
Well,
Like that's
yeah,
why
but
Tom
I
Hardy
mean,
is Venom.
like, Carnage is as good as the person that's under the symbiote, because Carnage, Cletus Cassidy, the dude who is
Cletus.
Carnage, Cletus Cassidy, right? He has such a bad life. Like, his whole family is just murderous. Like, it was just
not
like,
really.
No, it was.
He pushed his
It was-
grandmother down the stairs. I don't
and his mother and father were tried to murder each other on multiple occasions and stuff like that. And then he was sent to a foster home, and then he burned the foster home
So
down.
it's basically a
he
sociopath.
killed a dog.
Is what
He
you're
killed a
saying.
cat, I think.
Huh?
He's a
Yeah,
sociopath.
He's a sociopath.
He's worse than that.
He-
He's too much for the Joker. Have you?
he's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, okay, and that's what I think. Like, Cletus Cassidy, he's good. He's a really good actor. I mean, Cletus Cassidy. Woody Harrelson is a good actor, right? I just don't see him pulling off
on, bro.
sociopathic murderer who
Have you seen War of the Planet of the Apes? Have you
yes,
seen him
I
in
have. That's different. That's a different type of, like, sociopathic murderer, though. Cletus Cassidy is like, yeah, like, he's very creepy, enthusiastic. That War of the Planet of the Apes, he was a calculated general.
So he's the
It's
kind of guy
called
that goes
acting.
to like death row when he gets caught, right? Like you got to get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you're deemed insane, can you go to death row?
Well, you can only go to death row if they can charge you with premeditated murder, right? It's
Yeah.
got to be like murder one.
you have to be aware of your actions to be
Oh yeah, he's
tried for
definitely
murder.
okay. Yeah.
He's definitely aware of his actions. He's just like crazy.
Oh geez, man, I remember this one story I was reading where I forget who it is, but they basically went into Carnage's mind, and all you see is Spider-Man like hanging from, what do you call those things that wrap around your
Nooses?
neck?
A
Yeah,
noose?
nooses. He's chopping his head off. There's body
Oh my
parts
God.
running
He's
around,
just
dude.
murdering
It's
Spider-Man
crazy,
in his
bro.
head.
Okay. Of all
Yeah,
people
it's
that hate
disgusting.
Spider-Man, right?
Well, I mean, Spider-Man caught him. He's the guy that stopped him before he got the.
Spider-Man catches everybody.
Yeah, Spider-Man caught him as a normal murderer, put him into, I forgot the name of the facility where they're experimenting on everybody and where all these bad people came off. It wasn't Rikers. It was something like Blackwing or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. But he got there, and coincidentally, Eddie Brock is in his cell, like right next to him. And then,
of course,
the symbiote for Eddie Brock.
That's too much coincidence for me, you know?
Venom explodes out of him. He breaks out, but a piece of the symbiote jumps off of Venom and lands. The reason he's red, by the way, lands on a cut on Cletus Cassidy, and it binds with his blood instead of just his skin. So it's not a black symbiote. It just
so it's the same parasite.
It mingles with his blood, and then that's why it's blood red. And that's why it comes out blood red. And the reason he's so powerful, too, is because the symbiote, like, latches onto him and it connects deeper with Cletus, because Cletus isn't afraid of it at first. He's just like, bro, this is amazing. I can do more murder.
Cool.
Right? So just...
We know, speaking of symbiotes and Venom and killing and Carnage and all that, you hear the new movies basically being compared to, like, a horror.
Is this, like, news time?
Well...
Like, recent news?
Basically, yeah.
Remember, we're doing our recent news segment, right?
Segment.
Yeah, well, that's what they've been telling us, kind of like, as like our listeners been kind of like, hey, I heard, it'd be cool to do, like, like, what's new. This is like our what's new, right?
And about the horror story comparison, I can see why they comparing it to horror stories. If you guys remember in the trailer, you guys watched the trailer, right? The recent one where they showed more Venom. Remember that scene where he's laying down and Venom like comes out as a little kind of like worm.
Yeah, it's like starts talking to him.
That was so corny to me.
Why is that corny? That's awesome.
That
like,
took me out.
I can see him being compared to Jackal and Mr. Hyde.
Oh yeah,
Dr. Jackal and Mr. Hyde.
Jackal.
Like,
It's a jackal.
It's a jackal. like you got the two personalities colliding with each other. One of them is a destructive thing that's just like woo.
I'm kind of with Jaylin on this one. I'll be honest with you. The corniness. If you're gonna make it a horror story, right? Like think about like a horror movie, and that's your alternative.
So attacked right now.
I'm sorry, man, but like think about a horror movie, right? You're like, oh, this is my alternate personality. Mm-hmm. It's like one of those moments where you wake up and you see it sitting there standing at you in the corner, and it's like dark and you can barely see it, and you're like, oh my god, what is this thing? Right now you're afraid, right? Because it's like nice and dark and you just woke up. And now he's like, it's coming out. Like the moment you see the villain, you're like, oh, this isn't as scary as I thought it would be.
Okay, so like something full of teeth and black liquid that's just coming out of your body and looks you dead. You're not going to be afraid of that?
You experiencing it, yeah.
I'm more afraid of my mom when she's mad.
Okay, yeah. Everybody's more afraid of the mom.
Sorry, Mom.
The monsters are afraid of people's mom when they're mad. Like,
I'm not saying it's not frightening.
No, it's definitely
I guess,
like,
if I saw that waking up, I
would cry. I would just like, all right, I'm dead.
Questioning my life and choices.
So
is it a PG-13 movie or is it rated R?
I think it is. I mean, because basically what they've been telling us is Sony's trying to get Spider-Man, I guess,
like rated R,
their Spider-Verse, and they don't want a rated R, movie where Spider-Man
even if he bites a dude's head off, it's still not
maybe
rated
they're not
R.
showing that,
I mean, Deadpool was rated PG-13, by the way, and then they changed it.
Well, of course they changed it. It was supposed to be PG-13, but everyone saw it and was like, no.
That's no.
The dude
which is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Like that,
well, they were scared. Rightfully so. No rated R movie really from Marvel had ever done that well. Wasn't Spawn the first rated R, or was that Blade?
I think Spawn came out before Blade. Blade came out like 98, I think, 95.
Was Spawn rated R? Was that PG-13?
Well, I mean, there was a lot of stuff happening.
Yeah, but there wasn't really any like blood, sex, guts, people die. I mean, people were dying, but it wasn't like I ripped his heart out, Kalima.
Kalima. Yeah,
but like a Blade definitely was rated R.
Yeah.
Blade, yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was Blade.
Rated R.
Yeah. So those were really the only rated R movies before that. Deadpool needed to be rated R because nobody wants to see a PG-13 Deadpool.
Spawn was rated R, yeah.
It was?
Rated, yeah.
There we go. Good call. Nice.
But yeah, like I agree with it. Like, I mean, it's corny. Of course it's corny. It's coming out of the pages of a comic book. And yeah, other people can pull off not corny comic book adaptations.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's possible.
I see where you're getting from.
Like it is, but it's not possible with a monster that seeps out through this alien type liquid. You can't not see that as corny.
Yeah, you don't want to scare your little kids to the point where
marketing.
I don't think anyone kids see Venom.
You don't want to.
You what?
To see Venom?
Yeah.
I mean, how many kids know
Dude,
about
my
Venom, though?
6-year-old wanted to see Venom. He's like,
Venom.
I want. I showed
I
him the
want
trailer,
that.
and he's like, that looks so cool. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
Oh, man.
You psychopath.
And I'm like, jeez, okay.
I'm like, we're gonna watch it. I'm glad. It's PG-13. I'm not gonna get arrested.
I love it. I love the comparison to a horror movie too. It's just, it fits.
Is New Mutants gonna be rated R? Because that looked like it was scary, like they're in a ward, right?
Yeah.
It looks rated R, but I'm not sure. I don't even think. Maybe it was PG-13, but I don't remember them saying anything about a rating.
I heard recent news about New Mutants too. Is it still in production, or did they pause that?
New Mutants, and along with X-Men, Dark Phoenix, I think have been pulled from the Fox movie schedule for some reason.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah, I mean,
Damn
it does. I mean, I guess I was excited for X-Men, but because it was being helmed by a new director, so I wanted to see like a new style of an
What
X-Men movie.
direction did you want to see it taken? Like, if they did come out with Dark Phoenix, and like you're going in to the movie, like what do
Well,
you expect
apparently-
from it?
Apparently, it was going to be in outer space, and so
To what extent?
Like what type
Jeez,
of
I don't
outer
even know,
space?
dude.
Like different solar system type outer space, or in our solar system outer
guess-
space?
something with dude, I don't remember. It's like all kind of a little.
Well, back to my question then. Like, if you were directing Dark Phoenix, recent reboot,
I would keep it on Earth.
keep it on Earth. Okay, well, what direction would you take it? Obviously, she's got to have some kind of cognitive dissonance thing going on, right? Where
Yeah.
she wants good, evil, kind of like power. But like, how would you take that?
I feel like you could have a little bit of horror elements in that. Actually,
Of course you
in
can.
that movie, in Dark Phoenix.
Yeah,
See her spazzing out in her bed or something, and like the whole
and like the whole
Dark Phoenix
little
explodes from the
the whole,
bedroom.
yeah, like the whole little type sequence, and then she like looks up at the ceiling, and then her eyes are just black, and then she's just like, whoa.
So you'd go
Her hair goes
slightly
on
horror?
fire.
That would be kind of cool. Almost like, maybe almost like it's a curse or something. Like, you've seen The Grudge?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like a curse that follows you, right? What if it was like that? If the Dark Phoenix was her curse
With
and
the
it followed
X-Men.
her. Yeah, right, with the
with the
X-Men.
X-Men.
And it's not focused on powers, but like situation
Mm-hmm.
and her struggle with this curse.
Yeah, and you see like a lot of different character moments with Professor X, because I mean, the Phoenix is like a powerful force, really, and it's like
It's the
something like one of the
powerful
biggest
force.
enemies that.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
she's
it's
like,
nice
what,
face,
tier 1 or something like that in the
She's
X-Men?
up there.
like an omega
She's
level
up there.
mutant,
She's
right?
up there with Santa Claus.
Oh,
Oh,
yes. If right? Oh, my God, we haven't talked about Santa Claus in a while.
Yeah,
And I don't think that, oh, man. That was a podcast a long time
that
ago.
was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Santa
was-
Claus, huh?
Yeah, Santa
We
Claus.
talked
is a-
about-
Santa Claus. He wasn't there. That wasn't
That's
him.
right. We were talking about the most powerful mutants in the, or
Santa
just
Claus
most
is a
powerful
mutant.
people in the Marvel universe. It's either the Presidents or the one above all. I can never remember which one's
For
DC
Marvel?
and Marvel.
Marvel is one above all.
The one above all, right? Because okay, it's in the name. But isn't Santa like a top
was-
5 character?
Santa is literally like up there. Like
He went to Thanos's.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Talking about Santa
he's
Claus,
he's
the guy
a
that
mutant.
delivers.
He's a mutant on Earth, and he's an Omega level mutant.
Right, he broke into Thanos's like sanctuary
Mm-hmm.
and left him coal. Like, he got past all his defenses.
And he just said,
Here's your coal.
"You're a naughty boy," and he went back to Earth.
Yeah, right. Santa Claus has never been caught. Think
That's
about
like
that.
dumb but hilarious.
No, yeah,
I would
no,
say.
of course it is. It's basically just like a joke, but it kind of
Making
makes
Santa Claus a
sense.
mutant, that's-
Like Santa Claus is a mutant.
He is a mutant.
Yeah, he's a
that's-
mutant. Yeah,
that's
he's
hilarious.
he can shapeshift. He can like travel through all the like time and space and all
Right,
that.
because he can think about what he does with the chimneys, right? He warps it into the 4th dimension.
And he has to travel like across the whole Earth
He
in
just
like
does
one
it.
night,
He
24
does it.
hours.
Right.
Not even 24 hours, like 12.
Well, in his own time.
There was also
Yeah.
I'm sorry for bringing it back up, but
No,
we
this
were-
is a great topic.
We were also talking about how Dracula put Apocalypse on his knees when when
right.
Apocalypse walked into the Dracula's cave demanding like, "Hey, I'm the one above all." Like and then Dracula was just like, "Sit down, son," with his telekinesis. He
We're
was
talking
just
about
like,
the Dracula that Blade versus, right? Or like Dracula and
No.
no,
not
this
the
is
Not-
not
oh,
the same.
okay.
Like it's Dracula. Like
Okay,
it is
the
the Dracula.
Okay.
And he's sitting there, and Apocalypse is like, "Hey, I'm tough. I'm gonna walk up to you," and then like he was just sit down, like get on your knees, and you will. You will
What
show
can
me
Dracula
respect.
do though? That
He's,
Apocalypse.
like,
can't?
he's-
Oh, he's
Hellish.
got the basic stuff. He's the generic Dracula, man.
He
Like,
like
you know-
shape shifting,
Turning into a bat.
telekinesis,
Mind control
Mind
in a way,
control.
like he can make you do stuff. You know.
Okay.
It's basic, but it's strong.
So basically, it's like one of the most, I guess, popular pop culture icons versus a Marvel universe, kind of in a way. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good question. You
Santa
think
Claus
you think
versus-
Dracula is one of the most pop? Or you mean Santa Claus is pop culture
Well,
icons?
they're both, right?
They
I mean,
both
everybody
are.
knows who Dracula
Who's
and
up
Santa
there
Claus
with
are.
Who's up there with him? What up, Luge?
Am I interrupting?
Not really, but yeah. We can cut this out of the
Yeah.
the video. We got our podcast. Check it out.
Cool.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
How you
What's
been?
up?
Beat it.
All right. What you guys talking about?
Well, right now we're talking. We took a detour.
Yeah, we took a
A
big
great
detour.
detour.
Versus
Great
Marvel.
detour?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about Dark Phoenix, right? And
Nice.
how like she's a
Yeah.
mega level.
Yes.
And then Hector was like, yeah, that's like Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
Santa
Santa
is a
Claus
mutant.
is
Yeah,
a
he's an
mutant.
omega level mutant in the Marvel universe.
And then that's how we got onto Dracula. And then we're like,
because
oh,
Dracula is also an omega level mutant.
I haven't read through any of the Santa Claus related stuff. Where do you find that at?
I don't know.
oh, we just dude, this is the stuff we find.
You're just like Googling stuff?
Yeah.
All right, I guess I gotta read this synopsis.
Yeah. I mean,
gave-
Hector's
he-
the one that like he's the master.
Yo, I was just sitting there like this was 2 years ago, and I was like, yo, we're gonna talk about powerful people, and I was like, let me go through everything I could
Right,
possibly
because that was
find.
our topic of conversation, the top
Yeah.
10 strongest Marvel.
And I
Because
was
we've seen
just
all
like,
these videos.
I was just going
right?
through everything I can find. I was like, Santa Claus? Oh, I gotta find this out.
It's a great little reference.
That makes sense though. Talking about, like, he's got the ability to morph his shape, I guess, to fit through chimneys.
We were just talking
Didn't you
about
just say that?
We just said
the heck?
that.
Maybe super speed, possibly.
Well,
Well,
we're saying that he manipulates,
he can manipulate
space and time.
to get
The
to
fourth
areas.
dimension.
He doesn't
What the
even
heck is
need the
this?
stones.
He's just
No.
there.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look, see?
Oh, that's what I pulled up. That's pretty cool.
He's
Santa can defeat Thanos.
Yeah, he can. He broke it. What? Dude,
he was
I
just
just-
talking about how Santa Claus went through
That's great.
every bit of Thanos' defenses.
Yeah.
His entire thing broke in and just left him cold.
Nice.
And he was left. No problem.
So I got a kid in my 8th period who's a mega level because during a test today he pulled out a bucket of chicken. A bucket of
No,
fried chicken
he
out of
didn't.
his backpack, put it on his desk. He's like, I'm hungry. He started eating his fried chicken.
And you're like, well,
All right.
you could have done worse things.
Yeah.
That's technically not cheating.
I was like, all right, and he
that's
was
that's
like-
great. I've never heard this before.
yeah.
I've seen other things, like coffees,
It
gone.
was still warm too.
Oh,
Like,
he
just-
brought in cooked fried chicken. And I was
The
all
question
right.
is like, what does his backpack smell like now, right?
Smells good. I guess.
Delicious.
Yeah.
The fourth dimension.
Yeah, that's a mega. Have you heard of a kid with so ballsy? He comes into class, test day, says, "I'm gonna pull out a bucket of chicken during a test."
Never.
Did he offer you
How
any?
big was it?
He did, but I'm not gonna eat chicken still with the
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
fair
How
enough.
big was it? A bucket.
the family size.
Family size from KFC.
Nah.
Yeah,
What kind of
That's great.
backpack was it? Like a Janesport? Or
Probably Jane
Just
Sport.
the regular, yes, the regular black backpack.
Jeez.
Funny.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
And he started a couple of kids around him. He gave them some sheets of paper that they were using as plates. He gave them some chicken too.
Well,
That's gotta be
what are you
fun.
up to?
Nothing at all, actually.
Nothing at all? You want to join us?
Sure, because they wanted me to stay for the volleyball game tonight. so
Yeah, I'm
gonna
staying
do
too.
that. You are
Okay.
too?
Yeah.
Well, pull up a chair, man. You can join my side. And just remember, you talk into the mic. Now, like that. Did I send you our recording?
No, was it?
I gotta show you what we did because there's a lot of echo in that one, and I'm kind of I don't know, wishy-washy on should we put it in there or not. Over here, just pull up a regular chair. That chair's noisy.
All
Fine,
that
get
work.
your roller chair.
All that work and time for
Get it.
nothing.
We don't have any
I don't care.
This chair, just get
Just
this
grab
chair.
it. So I need.
You're gonna have to cut like a whole big 10-minute section.
No, I mean, I think we should keep at least some of that in.
I think you know what?
We should
it
just
is what
keep it
is.
in, yeah.
Why not?
Just keep
Why
all this
not?
in.
This is supposed to be live, so.
Yeah, it is. Right.
Try not to kill anything.
All right, just do your best.
I'm
I'll
close.
scoot over. Now, I'll get in closer to the mic, I guess. I was super comfortable, thank you. Now I'm not anymore. I gotta lean into this thing. I'm gonna have back issues. Blame it on podcasting. All right, we talk. Oh my God, we're
We just detoured.
We talk about the main
We have to
topics
talk
now,
about the Star
we,
Wars.
no. Okay, Star Wars. We're gonna get to Star Wars because we're still on news
I
section.
want to get to that. Okay.
And
yeah.
we have to get to the most important news, which
Okay.
is how Starfire looks like a prostitute.
I'm sorry. everybody's ears who had headphones.
Can I? Okay, I want to say something, and I want to know if you agree with this testament.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Simple enough. Do you agree with this following statement? It is not racist to say that Starfire looks like a prostitute because she does.
No, it's not racist. Prostitute
be
isn't a race.
Well, there's a lot of backlash on the internet from criticizers, or the people who are backlashing against the criticizers, I should say, because the criticizers are a lot of people are saying, "Wow, this is not a very good character design in the show. The costume is awful, things like that." Yet,
Well, the
Costume is awful.
the costume is awful.
It's
but
horrid.
in a lot,
right.
yeah, whether I think it doesn't matter what character they put in that costume. It's going to look awful. That's
Right, she could have been
And the
white,
wig.
brown, like any color in the world, right?
That costume was just bad. It shouldn't have existed. It was just off.
I actually don't see. I still don't see what they're going for. With
Hooker
it,
on the
though,
side
like-
of the road in the 80s. That's what they're going for.
Right? Okay. Because the actress, she's getting a lot of backlash.
Oh,
When
she
shut
deleted
down her
social media.
right?
Yeah.
And she is phenomenal looking.
She is very. She's a very attractive woman.
If
normally,
they had
yeah.
just went with her and done some makeup and, helped out with the hair,
Right.
No problem.
Starfire definitely does have curly hair.
She does.
Like, I've seen that in the comics. But not where it's like, woo, poofy hair. And it's
doesn't
like
look-
more like
shaved off
long.
like a
she
bowl
doesn't look like
cut.
somebody in the
It's more
17th century.
full back,
Right,
really.
She has a lot of hair.
I mean, and look at how they did the character design for Zoe Saldana for Gamora.
Yeah.
They did a great,
Amazing.
she's
100% amazing.
totally 80s in the comics.
It's great.
Right?
It's fantastic. But the character design, the costume design, the setting, cast, all that for the new Batman.
You know
is
what they
just-
should have done?
Or not Batman, but sorry, Teen Titans.
Yeah,
It
Teen
just looks-
Titans.
just looks.
It's bad.
I know how the solution to this problem.
Huh.
If I'm directing a movie and I want like a character, I'm like, man, how should I design this character? All right, well, I'm gonna go to the next big comic convention and host a competition. Who shows up as the best? Teen Titans.
There was one that showed up at TampaCon.
I saw that.
They were amazing.
They were. I'm like, you know what? If you guys were in the movie, I would love it.
I would watch it. I'd go.
They were
Day
phenomenal.
One. They were amazing, especially Cyborg. Cyborg looked amazing.
Peyton got a picture with Cyborg.
Yeah?
The Teen
Oh,
Titans
man,
are sitting
that's
there,
cool,
right?
dude.
Peyton goes up and he goes, I want a picture with Cyborg. And I felt so bad for the other three, right? Because he walks up
Wait,
to the...
who were there? Who were the other three?
The Teen Titans.
There's the Teen Titans.
It was the Teen Titans, the full team.
Beast Boy, Robin, Raven, and Cyborg.
Oh, okay.
And they're all standing there taking pictures, and little Peyton walks up, and all four of them like, hey, let's take a picture. And Peyton walks up to the Cyborg,
I want you.
and he grabs him. He's like, no. And you could tell. I could tell that the other ones were like, oh.
Oh.
And I was
Okay.
like, thank you, dude. Like, he loves Cyborg. I don't know why. I mean, I do know
He's
why.
kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah, because Cyborg's awesome.
yeah.
Oh, well, you know what it is too? Like one of our sayings, like if something goes well, is booyah.
Booyah!
Like in Injustice, bro. Yeah, so cool.
Oh, speaking of Injustice, did you hear the latest rumors?
No.
What's up?
Apparently, Ed Boon, the creator of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
NRS guy, he does that Mortal Kombat and Injustice.
Yes.
He sent out a tweet recently asking how people would feel if they added 4 new characters to the game.
You have to at this point.
Like
'cause,
at this point, you should just keep adding. Like,
Yeah, well, because Injustice 3 is not going to come out for at least 2021.
Yeah.
And he's like, if I can remember, Martian Manhunter, Batgirl.
gross. Aren't those the?
those are
They're
the
from
first
Injustice
movie.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, first
And
movie.
there's
first
2
came.
more. Batgirl, Martian
There's
Manhunter.
Lobo.
Lobo, Zod.
Nope.
Oh, are these one that he's adding to Injustice 2?
No, okay, because there's a bunch of characters. I think Doomsday, he's
That
bringing
would
back.
be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's one more. I can't remember what the 4th one was, but he's teasing it.
Okay.
If he did that, I might be interested in playing the game again.
Doomsdaying, like, oh my god, I can't even say it. Doomsday meaning like all the time.
First game. When I first started playing the first game, like I saw Doomsday and I was like, bro, they put him in a fighting game. They put the
That's
guy
overpowered.
they put the guy that beat Superman in a fight multiple times in a fighting game, and I tried him. I was in love, but of course, Flash is my boy, so I had to ban him.
What I love about Doomsday, if I actually did play Doomsday, my trash talk would be, this worked once. but never again.
Never again.
And I said, what? Yeah, that's what Doomsday, bro.
That's Doomsday, bro.
Yeah, that's his superpower, really. Doomsday.
That would be awesome. Trash talking like that in the what do you call it, tournament? Yeah.
Like if you lose the first round.
Have you guys ever
job.
been in a tournament?
No, never.
Well,
I mean, only
there's a little
here.
small one, you know.
Well, the small
at
ones
this,
that we held.
at this school.
That's
It's a different feeling, you know.
Yeah.
You know, trash talking. You don't know who you like. Do you want to be that guy that trash talks?
I
in
don't.
the middle of a
I don't do
tournament?
that. I don't do
You
that.
wanna be that
I'm not a
dick?
fan of it.
I've done it before.
I know for a fact that you have done that before.
Yeah, you know, to people who I know I'm gonna beat,
Gabs.
but like, you
Like
know,
that.
if I respect you, I'm gonna laugh with you and play
Did
with
you?
you.
If you trash talk Sonic Fox or anybody over, did you do that?
No, I would
Okay,
never talk. Actually, I would totally trash talk Sonic Fox only because I know for a fact that dude is like 1,000 times better than me.
So it
And-
doesn't even matter what you do
No,
or
and
say.
the
it's
dude,
just-
if you listen to the dude play, like he trash talks every 5 seconds, and he's vulgar, right? Like
During the game? I've never
Yeah.
heard. I never heard.
hilarious.
like, dude, you're.
Yeah,
that-
go watch
that
one of his
really- that
streams.
really
Go watch one of his streams. He'll invite like the top players,
during
and he
streams, yeah.
trash talk them. Like listen to him in versus Rewind. Oh my Jesus, dude! I can't stop laughing.
That really makes me mad. I probably couldn't even finish.
Yo,
the
I'd
game.
probably just sit there and cry, just like
I have a tear coming.
I know.
For those of you who don't know who Sonic Fox is, he's like a national treasure
Yeah,
in games.
he's so good.
He's like
at
the
games.
Zero of FGC.
Yeah, I didn't even watch any gaming competitions or know much about him until I moved in with Gabney, and I've actually sat and watched a few with him. And Sonic Fox, there's only a few names that I know, but
Yeah,
Sonic Fox is one
of
that I
them.
He's
know.
always in the top 5.
Yeah, he's pretty much always there.
You know Goichi now?
Yes.
The Go one. He's good. Kazunoko. Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Honeybee recently.
Oh, his channel.
Yeah, because I'm a Flash main, right? And
Yeah.
a while ago you were like, "Yo, you want to learn how to use the Flash better?" I was like, "Yeah." And you're like, "Watch Honeybee." I was like, "Okay."
That's the best advice I can give
So
you.
I watched Honeybee, bro. I have never seen so many like cross ups in 30 seconds. Like
He,
it's scary.
yeah.
Like
have you seen his recent resets?
no, I haven't been able because Wi-Fi's been down. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, he puts you into the corner now, and to the point where, like, when he puts you into a corner, he
just give up.
crosses you up by jumping behind you, and then if you do anything, your character kind of moves forward when you attack in this game a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Depending on your move, and he knows which characters to do this on. Obviously, he jumps behind you, then immediately jumps again, shimmying. So if you attack while he's attacked, like it puts you on the other side of him. It's like you can jump in place, and it puts you on the other side of the opponent now.
Oh, that's sad.
And I'm watching it, I'm like, if I hadn't been watching this channel and looking at these new cross-ups that he's doing, I would fall for this every time.
every single time. Like I didn't even know that was a thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, he knows your individual wake-ups for every single character, when to hit it, how to DP it. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Okay,
Honeybee is the Flash man.
Yeah. He's the Flash God.
we can't
So
we
it is
can't
Flash
derail.
able to beat, like,
We're derailing so hard.
Sonic Fox is, I guess, best
He
player.
beat Sonic Fox in last year's EVO.
Oh, really? Okay. So
Oof.
He's kind of been falling off in terms of placement, though, lately. I'm not saying he's fallen off. He's an amazing player. Respect.
I can't hit my chest, so respect.
But he's been placing, like, between, like, 7th and 13th.
okay,
Which
that's
is
not.
respectable.
Yeah.
But the problem is at these high levels, right? Because this game is such a zoning game now. You can easily outzone the Flash because he's such a close-up character. Like, if you play Flash versus a competent Black Manta
It's
Oh,
over.
jeez.
It's all over.
Dr. Fate.
or Dr. Fate,
Or
that's why he has the Starfire now. But everybody now has a Starfire, and that's why I don't watch Injustice anymore.
Yeah,
Because the
everybody's
top
just
5 is all
Starfire.
going to have a Starfire. Or
Yeah,
Dr.
Starfire
Fate.
has never
Yeah.
really like piqued my interest, really.
yeah, she
Well,
was
who
all
wants to
right.
shoot laser beams all day, right? Like, I just want to sit back. Pew,
Yeah, that's annoying. I like to just get in and destroy.
okay. That's not fun.
Yeah, getting in and destroying is the fun part. I do the same. Okay, I lied a little bit. Okay,
Don't you
I'm
do
gonna
that to
repent.
me.
I'm gonna repent. Because in Mortal Kombat, before Injustice got so popular, I was a Mortal Kombat player, and I played a lot of Mortal Kombat. Right, and one of the characters that I always
As you
play
should.
was Kotal Khan, Mortal Kombat X.
Okay.
and he is a damage dealer. Like, you get the right variation. There's this thing where he brings up totems. That's an ability that he has. He has 3
I know who
totems.
he
Yeah,
is.
you know? Okay.
I watch Mortal
For
Kombat.
anybody who doesn't, though, right?
True.
He has 3 totems, and the Blood God variation, which is the middle variation. He has the 4. He has the Blood Totem, the Obsidian Totem, and the Crystal Totem. I forgot the next. Whatever. So those Blood Totem, if you activate that, you have to get as much damage in as possible, and it seeps blood from the enemy, so that when they hit you, or when it ends up, that blood, you get their health.
Right.
You get
it's a
like
regen.
25. Yeah, it's
That's
a
like
regen.
the Atrocitus thing.
The Atrocitus thing. Crystal Totem, it just ups your damage. It just gives you a little more damage per hit.
What are you getting at here?
I'm just getting at the fact that the similarities between Kotal Khan and the Flash are a lot more than a lot of people expect. Because Kotal Khan, he was an iffy Zony character.
Well, dude, MKX is the blueprint for Injustice.
For Injustice too. But what I'm saying is there's so many characters in Mortal Kombat X that you can't really convert to this game. Because there's only like maybe three.
You can see a lot of similar moves,
Of
right?
course you can, but
Like
just,
Sonya Blade. I
don't-
watch her, I'm like, God, she's like
Yeah.
a compilation of like 3 characters.
Just like the fact that certain, like, you can't play the same with these characters.
Of course not.
Of
So
course
here's
not.
the other thing about Mortal Kombat X too is that the stages are smaller. Mm-hmm. The distance between characters can never reach. It's like this, whereas Injustice is like this.
Yeah.
Zone heavy, pressure heavy, and you also have combo breakers. Do you know that in Mortal Kombat X?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like if I'm getting comboed, I can spend
You
a
could just-
bar and I
yeah.
can break a combo. Hence one of the biggest tournaments of the year being called Combo Breaker.
Combo breaker.
All right.
But yeah, I was just gonna get at, because the reason that I love the Flash so much is because it reminds me of Kotal Khan. Because Kotal Khan, once you get him in the corner, right? If you get Kotal Khan to get somebody into the corner, that's the game. Like I once.
Well, that's like most.
That's most
That's like every
Okay.
fighting game,
Okay.
right? Corner
No.
position is powerful.
It is powerful, but not as powerful as it could have been with Kotal Khan. You can get anybody in the corner and destroy them, but they have so many chances to get out of that corner and do certain things that
True.
can counter.
Yeah, of
Kotal
course.
Khan, bro, you get the Crystal Totem. You do this thing where you cut yourself and you get extra damage. Bro, you get 82% damage on somebody.
Isn't it?
Bro,
Yeah,
you're
Predator, right? The dude's about to fight Predator,
yo, he just cuts himself. Right? That's it.
but the next thing you hear is him screaming.
Right?
Ah, jeez.
You just you
He's
get
dead.
somebody into that corner with Kotal Khan, it's over, right? The Flash, it's very, very similar. Now he doesn't have
Oh, that's right. That's where we're getting at how he's similar to Flash.
like the damage, he doesn't have damage boosters, no. But he doesn't need it.
Well, that's why, man. If the Flash gets me in the corner, I'm push blocking it.
You got
and
to.
I'm just getting out. I
You
don't
have
care
to.
if it costs me.
2 bars. Yeah.
You have to.
Push blocks a bar, I think.
No, that's
Sure. Or
that's
is that,
that's two.
no,
No,
meter
I'm
burn
sorry,
rolls.
I'm
bar.
sorry.
It's
That's
a
a
bar.
bar. That's a
Meter
bar.
burn rolls too.
Yeah.
Yeah, meter burner. I'll do that too. Sure, if I have to.
I do that to you because I hate when you use Green Lantern. You sit on the other side talking about I hate zoning, and you
well,
just
if you're Flash
Lantern,
versus Green Lantern,
Lantern.
every time.
Like, and then I have to like meter roll to you. I mean, it works, but
But now I just use Robin. Take care of it. You brought up something, and it just reminded me of some really cool news. Have you heard the news about Mortal Kombat?
no.
What news?
They're making a Mortal Kombat movie.
A new one?
Yeah, and I looked at the actors. Pull it up. Pull up right now.
Right now, I'm
Right?
going to see this.
And give us the list. And I remember going through it and thinking, amazing.
Because the other Mortal Kombat movies haven't done that good at all.
Okay, the second one was Annihilation.
Yeah.
It was iffy. I enjoyed
The first
one.
Mortal
Yeah, I think the original one, everybody
for,
really
for the
likes.
time it was made, yeah, of course, it wasn't that bad. But like watching it the first time when I was
Mortal
young,
Kombat reboot.
right? I was like, bro, this is awesome. This is what gets me into the game. Woo, let's play. And then I
Yeah.
go back and I'm like, it's nice to go back to, but you know,
Well, the ending. Did you remember the ending to number 1?
I think so.
Fools. I come for your souls.
I come for your
and you're like,
souls.
that's supposed to be Khan up in.
It's on IMDb.
I don't know. You're the researcher.
Like, okay,
Mortal Kombat.
So-
9 months ago.
something that made me mad about Mortal Kombat X is that they put characters that obviously have moves and stuff like that in the game, but you can't play as them.
Oh, like in the background?
No, like in the story mode.
Oh,
You get to play.
okay.
Like,
I never
you
played
get-
story mode.
like,
Come on, man.
You got to fight. You got.
That's a game where you're like, I'm here for the fights, not for the story.
I get into the game like that. It helps me because the story mode prepares you for certain characters that you might use.
Well, of course, some games you have to have like a good story mode, but like a Call of Duty, you're really not there for the story mode.
Of course not. No, I'm
like
just
Star Wars Battlefront.
that's something that you do
I
need
like
to do.
the story mode.
Yeah,
That's
something you need
it's
to
not
do.
that bad. Mortal Kombat X, it's like I can see that. It kind of gets you involved.
It gets me involved,
Teach you how
stuff
to
like
use
that, yeah.
it. You know what has like the worst story mode in terms of like new fighting game, and it was like freaking awful.
What?
Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't actually
Dude,
play it.
think it's
but-
awful.
You didn't like it?
It's trash. All right. What do you mean?
You didn't like it?
Is there a skip button? I really don't. Oh, you beat somebody. Okay. And now they're okay. Oh, Cell lost. Or Cell's about to lose. Absorb them. That's great. I was not interested in that storyline at all.
I didn't play the game for like gameplay really. I do play the game for gameplay. Like the fight online is amazing. I love the fight. I love the fighting style. It's like Marvel vs. Capcom meets Dragon Ball Z, and that's amazing.
Yeah, well, that's how it's supposed to be. It's the Unreal Engine. They took the stuff from MVC, which let's have a moment of silence for MVC.
Moment of silence.
All right, it's dead.
It's dead.
DBZ killed it.
But like I didn't play the story mode for that. The gameplay. I played the story mode because I love Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball.
Well, who doesn't, right?
I love it, and I love how you get to choose your team, and you get to have everybody interact differently, and like you get to see what would Nappa say to Goku if he saw what happened when he goes Super Saiyan or anything like that. Like he'd freak out.
The latest theory is that Nappa is a Super Saiyan.
Really?
How?
Yeah.
What?
It's definitely not true.
It's obviously
there's
not
nothing
true.
there to do that, right?
Well, you know, it would be kind of cool. Maybe this is a little odd in thought, but you know, Nuns 4, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. I think it'd be cool if they did a Dragon Ball version of that.
Oh,
I
have you guys heard of Jump Force?
Yeah.
I have not.
Seen the
No.
game coming out.
Oh, we're the old guys.
Look at us.
Yeah, it looks alright. It looks pretty good.
Before
explain.
before we say anything,
It's
were you a fan in any way, shape, or form of One Piece? Did
Never
you like
watched an
Never
episode
watched
of
one?
One Piece.
Okay.
I watched a tiny bit, but
Did you
I'm
like
not
it at
enough
least a
to be
little
a
bit?
fan.
Okay,
Yeah.
Luffy main character. He has like the
Right.
ability
I
to.
know Luffy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool,
I know
cool.
all about
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Naruto. Okay, Jump Force mixing Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Death Note. I think Bleach. Is it Bleach? Bleach. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive.
sure about that.
Bro, Jump Force is mingling all these games into like
It better not be Bleach.
Why not?
Why not?
Have you watched
I
Bleach?
have.
I've watched the first episode.
I've dedicated
Out of
parts-
100 episodes, 10 of them are important.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna put every character from Naruto in there. They're only gonna put a little bit.
The new generation.
The new generation.
I've tried Bleach. It
This new
seemed
generation.
Pretty cool.
Shut up,
Filler
man.
anime.
The no, but they're gonna put it in this 3D type deal.
First search
What
comes up.
What's the first search?
All right.
I literally typed in Mortal Kombat new movie roster.
Oh.
And it said cast first thing, and he's over here like, ah.
Okay, but
Tell me
Oh,
about
I mean,
Jump-
I'll
Jump
find
Force.
out.
Jump Force.
Yes.
Jump Force is just a culmination of all these anime characters that can fight and they have abilities and all that, and they just put them in a game together, and they just
wanna do this?
they
You
let
wanna
the
do it?
mayhem ensue. They just put all these characters in, and they just let them fight each other, and it doesn't
one.
look bad at all. Like
Yes.
it's not 2D,
Atkins
it's
on it.
3D,
Jeez.
and it's
So
a completely adaptable map going around. You're in like a circular map, like
Nice.
Mortal Kombat Deception and all that, like that type deal. But like with like it's beautiful, and like these moves, like Vegeta's Final Flash, like it actually digs into the floor when you use it.
Nice.
Like all these moves have interaction with everything, and it's beautiful.
called Jump Force?
Jump Force, like Naruto, like I saw the trailer and it was like you have a team with Frieza. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start with the good guys. Goku, Naruto, and
Oh, okay. It's basically just a conglomerate.
it's a conglomeration of all these beautiful, like it's just.
Is
it's
it
beautiful.
more of a? It's obviously team. Is it 2-player, 3-player? So it's gonna follow the same basic thing, right? Where you have your opener, your starter, so your base. You have your specialty, your second, who's like your main assist.
All we know.
And then you have your anchor.
I don't know that. All we know is who's gonna be in the game, what it looks like when you're playing the game, and that's it. We don't know the gameplay mechanics. We don't know anything like that.
Let's look into it. That is for next.
next.
Write that down.
Hey, so
It's Mortal Kombat review.
Yeah.
he's got the cast.
He's got the cast. I hope it's good.
Have you
Please
looked
tell me
through
it's
it
That
anyway?
seems a
good.
little too good to be true, though. I mean,
I told
gosh,
you,
dude.
the
Really?
cast is amazing. Who they chose to play
Yeah.
Raiden,
Read it off to me.
I'm like,
Raiden. You want to
No,
hear the
read it-
first
read
one?
it from the
Alright,
first
so
one.
we got
save
from
Raiden
the
for
top.
last.
For
Save
last.
Raiden for
I
last.
think
Hold on,
he's
so many
the
people
big
are
name.
here.
Or do
Okay,
what you want.
okay.
Do what you want. It's all you.
Start from
All
the
right,
top of the
so
list.
number 1, Johnny Cage is Scott Adkins.
Scott
I
Adkins.
haven't seen any of his movies,
I've seen-
but
Okay,
I mean, I
what's
heard he's
Scott
like a really
Adkins in?
good Scott Adkins. Let's see here.
I've seen
Well, I
him
know he's like a
before.
really good fighter. He's in like those low-level Netflix movies.
Yeah,
you know?
he's been in low-level Netflix movies. I just don't know which
Okay,
ones.
Scott Adkins is your Johnny Cage.
Scott Adkins. Let me see him. Let me see him. I just want to see him real quick. Go up.
Oh, okay. Hold it.
He can't. Okay. Listen, I don't want to judge already.
Oh,
but
he was that one where I got his ass kicked by Doctor Strange with the freaking cloak of
Yeah.
levitation. Remember that?
I think so.
Ah,
think I
yeah,
remember that.
that's right. That's where I know him from. Is from Doctor Strange.
Oh man, that was funny.
Okay, but he doesn't look like Johnny Cage, and it makes me angry. But it's okay. It's okay. Continue.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Next.
I can't see that here. Sorry. All right, so Cassie Cage, Katrina Bowden.
His daughter's gonna be in
yes.
this.
Cassie Cage. Yeah.
It's
looks
starting
like
off from X. What? Okay, she looks like a cage.
Yeah, Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, she looks like a cage.
Yeah.
All right, who's next?
All right, Raiden.
Are you ready? Who? First off, if you had to choose a Raiden,
If I had to choose Raiden,
who would it be of all the actors? You two, because you don't know, right? Think about it, who would.
you know
your
what?
Raiden
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Liam Neeson.
Have you seen the IMDb cast?
No, I haven't seen
Have you
anything.
seen the
I didn't even
IMDb?
know
No, I
the
haven't seen it.
cast
Okay,
exists.
so Liam Neeson.
Yeah, let's go with the same.
I
think.
feel.
And the Raiden is.
Liam Neeson.
No way!
Yeah, bro.
No way!
It is.
That's perfect.
Cool.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Done. Raiden. I love it. I dig it.
That's
I
what
dig it already.
Yeah.
That is amazing. all right. Who's next?
Luke King, IP Man, Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen.
I told you
Johnny
the cast for this movie
Johnny-
is looking great.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah,
Luke
it
Kang.
looks good. Yeah.
Luke.
Could you
I can see him doing a bicycle kick.
I can
that,
see.
dude.
I mean, I can see Luke Kang.
without like wires?
Yeah,
I can
He can
see-
actually do a bicycle.
But I can
kick.
I can see Donnie Yen doing more Kung Lao though.
The
Don't do that to me.
Do what?
Don't
yeah,
do that
you
to
know
me.
who I
Do
you
what?
know who I would put as
Wait.
Luke King?
Who?
The guy from the dude that fights in the tower.
The
oh my
tower.
God, like it's like you going up the
Explain.
The
levels.
tower.
Oh jeez, dude, I
Is
forgot
it
the
a
movie name?
Game, movie, show.
It's the police officer and he's fighting all these
Striker?
guys. Nah, dude, I forgot the freaking name.
Okay.
He's a police officer. You
I
talking
think
about
he's,
the one with
The raid. That's what it is. Raid. He's a
Is
police
that the
officer.
one
right?
that Jason Statham in it?
No, the guy. I forgot his name, but
Okay.
you never seen the Raid or the Raid 2? Like, you know what I'm
No.
talking about?
No clue what you're talking
Okay.
Pop culture
Raid?
reference.
You never seen the Raid?
No.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, but
Anyways,
I can't. I don't know. Donnie Yen. He looks more like a Kung Lao. He would do obviously amazing as a Liu Kang,
but
but
I
they're
told
gonna
you,
give
that's
him
his
long
name.
hair.
of course they're gonna give him.
So
long
let's
hair.
just give him.
I'm
his
giving him the
chance.
benefit of the doubt. I'm
Alright,
just
I have
saying
to
he
show you
looks
who
more
I
like a
told you
Kung
who
Lao.
I is.
He's got the
Alright.
skinny frame and all that.
Who's next?
All right, we got Jax, Michael Jai White. You know who that is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could. That
I can
that
see
is
that.
Jax.
That
That's
I can
Jax.
see. Yeah.
I don't think you could do a better Jax. Maybe like Terry
Next.
Crews or something.
Although I'm also hearing that at the present time it's Isaiah Mustafa,
Fur.
Jax.
Oh, okay.
Who's that?
I'm unsure of that name as well.
He sounds familiar.
Okay. Next.
Gerard Butler, Kano. That's pretty good.
That's
Gerard.
Gerard
For
Butler. Yeah, that is Kano.
That's a day one. I'm watching that day one.
Then you got.
Liam Neeson.
I don't know who
that's
this
a
is.
midnight release.
Yeah, that's like. Okay, next.
Hold on. It's freaking. All right, there we go.
Did you trash my laptop?
Sorry. Mark Dacascos for Scorpion. What the heck?
I don't know who that is.
I'm
Me
unsure
either.
of the
Let me see
name.
his face.
Yeah, I'm looking this up too as we're going through.
Okay, he looks familiar. I don't know who he is though.
Kung Lao, and then you're Kung Lao, Tony Jaa.
Oh,
I think I know who that is.
you know what? Now I'm angry. Now I'm a little angry
What is that?
because I feel like they switched the actors.
Really?
Yeah, look at them. Okay,
I haven't seen. I'm
Jaa.
unfamiliar with the.
look
the
at him.
last
Doesn't
name
he
you
look
said.
like a Liu Kang? He looks like somebody that go.
Yeah, that looks like the Liu Kang.
right?
All right, I'm going to CBR. I'm doing character confirms.
I don't know who this crap is. George St. Pierre, Sub-Zero.
Oh, he was Batroc in Winter Soldier.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew he looked familiar. Nah, I can't see him as Sub-Zero.
I can.
Nah.
What?
Nah.
Do you know who we're talking about? Did you
No.
watch Captain America: Winter Soldier?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember the dude that opened up on the ship? He was the bad guy. That Captain
Yeah,
America. That's him.
Oh, okay, cool.
I can see him as Sub-Zero.
He definitely could.
Nah.
He's got the like yeah.
I can see it. Yeah.
All right, wait. Who
And
came
you
after
got-
him?
And speaking of Winter Soldier,
What?
you know Frank Grillo, Crossbones. He's gonna be Kenshi.
Oh,
He's
Crossbones. All right, so here's the thing. Right now, a lot of these two have not fully been confirmed.
Okay.
A lot of these are like, hey,
Sort of a dream
word of
catcher.
mouth, right?
Okay.
This is what we're trying to do.
Who has been
and we
confirmed?
know that
Raiden better be
like
Liam
some of these
Neeson.
characters are gonna like fall off. Be like, okay, now I got another movie. You know that I got.
Raiden better be Liam
Right.
Neeson.
But I think the point is
Raiden better be Liam
that
Neeson.
they are going to do a good job with this Mortal Kombat. As long as you know, what I'm kind of not
Watch the
digging.
freaking raid. That's
Is
what
having
that needed to do.
CGI.
Eric
A
Mears,
lot of
he's
CGI.
from The Flash. He was in The
I know,
Flash.
Ermac, yeah.
Hey, speaking.
I hope
Actually,
I hope
not
they do
yet.
a lot of stuff where they don't need CGI.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd take probably a lot more money and a lot more time, but it would be
Freaking
worth
kidding me,
it.
dude.
Did you know that George Lucas once said
Ray.
that if you no Steven Spielberg Spielberg once said that if you need
seen
CGI to
it.
make your movie good, then it's not a good movie.
not a
Yeah,
good movie.
yeah,
And
I
now what
heard
does he do with like every movie?
I know, right?
Okay, but
CGI.
he still makes a
Ready
good
Player
movie.
One.
Yeah,
Most of the time.
Ready Player One was one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Really, I
Yeah,
never
it's
saw
true.
that.
I haven't.
George
seen it.
Lucas, he went down the drain.
After the first Star Wars movie, yeah.
Hey, speaking of Star Wars, has it been canceled?
Yeah.
I don't think Episode 9 has been canceled, but I
The
think they're-
trilogy has.
The trilogy,
Like
yeah.
they actually pulled the funding on everything.
After this movie that's coming out in
Yeah,
December,
that's what I mean.
the
then-
next trilogy.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Because they're supposed to have what?
Oh, I
thought it
was
supposed to have
thinking
Grand
9
Admiral
was canceled.
Thrawn.
Okay,
No.
I don't have a
No,
problem
I
with the
think
third
I think
trilogy.
9 is still coming out, but then after that, I think
it's over.
gonna
Okay.
be done.
Because here's the problem.
There's been a lot of internal fighting.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
like I mean I can get why they're doing this too.
The reviews are terrible.
The past three movies, Force Awakens, okay, it was okay.
It was
It was
I
a
like
decent.
that.
It was
I
a
like
decent
that.
Star
It
Wars
wasn't-
movie.
No, it was
Above
it-
average. Wasn't a great.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Above average.
I would say it was almost like a redo of A New
A New
Hope.
Hope.
first
It
one,
was
yeah.
just a New Hope,
But it was
what
still
I'm saying.
really cool.
Yeah, I liked
There's
it.
a lot of cool stuff, and the
they're going
story
back to
wasn't
the story.
bad.
Yeah.
either. Yeah.
Now when we get to Last Jedi, though, we have a bit
Yeah.
of complication. Now, okay, Rogue One, that was amazing.
I loved Rogue
I think
One.
that might have been
The best one.
Yeah, next to like Return of the Jedi.
The new generation, it was the best.
It was the best one.
sure,
It was
yeah.
just
By
okay.
far.
Now, of course, I have to bring it up. That Vader scene. That Vader scene at the
was
end. That was just okay. The
fantastic.
movie was
Unexpected.
the movie was already good.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah,
just
I
the
wasn't
punch.
expecting it to be like
That was
right
the
before
push.
New Hope. Dude.
Right.
That was
Right?
crazy. And you see Princess Leia.
If
and
you
they're-
notice, I don't think anybody else caught this. Well, a lot of people have caught it, but I don't know if anybody here has caught this. In The New Hope, Vader's kind of damaged. When he walks out of the room, he has little scruffles from like blaster fire on him, and he's just walking around.
I did not know that.
We're gonna have to go back and watch.
He's gonna have to go back. He's got a little bit of scruffles and stuff.
Yeah, I noticed that.
He walks out, and
In
I was
New
like, yeah, I actually have a New Hope on DVD.
like the original, right? Not like the one
Not
that's
the
been-
the original.
Okay.
Right? Oh, I mean, of course, it's very hard to get the original. There were some cuts in
As on
it.
VHS.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
What's a
So
VHS?
I'm
I have
pretty
the
sure I have
DVD.
that somewhere. My
I was
dad has it
watching the
somewhere.
movie, right, and I just like I was watching. I was on a Star Wars marathon. I watched the Rogue One, and I watched this, and I was like, wait a minute. Pause real quick. Why do I see like scruffs on the boy right here? It looks like it looks like what like if something like his blaster fire had like just cropped off and like
Right.
it looked like
They did
smudge.
a great job then. Of
I was like
transferring.
no way,
Bigger's so badass, dude.
Yeah.
bro. That scene. People were mad at that scene.
I don't understand why.
I don't
the
know-
dude force picks someone up and
People
then
were
chops
mad
him
at
in
that.
half.
And then he deflected.
Right,
Yeah.
right. He's like, oh, this is okay. Bing.
Yeah, dude, that reminds me of something this one dude said. I mean, it's kind of like a little off topic, but like why Vader is like the best villain ever. Like you see somebody like Kylo Ren, he's like very intimidating in like Force Awakens. He like
Yeah.
stops the laser.
Stop
Oh,
like
like,
the
he gets-
laser.
That is cool.
He gets
That's
hit
never
by
been
Chewie,
seen before.
right? Like,
Yeah,
he gets hit by
Chewie's
Chewie.
blaster.
Okay,
Vader, that would have never happened. He would just
Okay,
of the
no,
way. I thought it was,
actually, that would have happened because
Yeah. You
think so?
Sure.
Chewie doesn't shoot lasers.
well, not lasers. I mean,
Chewie's bowcaster shoots projectiles.
so Vader wouldn't be able to block a projectile.
Okay, he wouldn't be fast enough. That
I feel
thing
like he
shoots
would.
so much stronger and faster. I mean,
It's
okay,
much stronger. I
it
don't know
wouldn't.
about
It
faster,
wouldn't.
but
He wouldn't. It
stronger
wouldn't
for
like
sure.
Yeah,
kill
definitely
him.
stronger,
It wouldn't kill him or hurt him. He would like block it,
I
but
feel
it
like
would.
he
It
could
would be a
deflect that.
lot harder for him to block something like that than.
It's Vader. It's Darth Vader.
Of course it is,
Well,
but
and also just there's a lot of time because Vader's half mechanical anyways, and I think
Oh, yeah.
sometimes Vader, if you look into some of the comics and other lore,
Yeah,
there's
some
sometimes
books.
Vader just doesn't care if his arm gets hit. He's
No,
like,
he
whatever.
doesn't. It's like he's not
it's
connected.
something exactly.
I
There's
feel it
something
would just
he
been like a
just-
display of power.
after he
There's
had
that
all of
too.
his
There
limbs
is the
cut off, he
intimidation
doesn't
thing.
care.
Yeah.
Like after he had them all cut off, it doesn't matter
What are you
anymore.
gonna do? Kill me?
What are you gonna do? Kill me? I'm already part dead. Like
yeah, mostly.
I don't really have a reason to live other than power. Like come on.
Like the only reason for him to live is to hate more.
Yeah, it's just
That's what drives him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is what drives him to live is his hate for living.
yeah, right. It's like I don't want to live. Stop living. No,
That's why I want to live, to hate this. Yeah.
I love-
But that does make him stronger.
it
as
does.
Well.
The dark
Have you
side.
heard about the birth of Vader, like the theory about how Vader was born?
Out
Yeah,
of the
by
Force.
yeah,
Plagueis.
Force- by- yeah, yeah.
Right.
Plagueis
No.
manipulated
Oh,
midichlorians.
so you're on. You've heard
Something
different
else,
things.
something else.
Something else?
Let's hear it.
Right,
What have you
because
heard?
so one of the biggest things that I've always wondered, and I recently stumbled onto, I don't remember where, was why did Padme die? Oh, she died of a broken heart.
No. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I already know the theory you're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah, I know. I know.
and
I
it's
know what
not
you're saying.
that she died of a broken heart.
It's that. Can I say it?
Do it.
I want to deliver it.
Please.
It's the fact that if we're on the same page. It's the fact that Vader
Yes.
used the dark side
Yes.
to sap the life from Padme to transfer it to him.
But it wasn't Vader that did that.
No, it was Palpatine.
It was Palpatine because he was
He
Sidious.
used the dark side to seep the
Yeah.
life force from Padme to give it to Vader so he can still be alive. Because let's face it, I don't
should've
care if
been
you're the
dead.
chosen
Yeah.
one. You're bathing on a planet filled with lava.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
When does Padme
Legs,
start dying?
arm
The
chopped
moment
off.
that Sidious touches Vader's head.
I did see something about that. That Sidious. The theory I saw was that Sidious uses Force Heal on him, but
Nope.
Yeah,
that
but
this just makes more sense.
yeah, but it
You
could
died
be,
of a broken heart. What?
That never
true.
made sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart.
So Padme's life, she died to give birth to Vader.
To Vader.
Basically.
That makes
the
sense.
mechanical
I know.
Vader.
I knew that. I was like, wait, where are you going? Oh, yeah. I
And then
love
when
that.
Vader woke up and he realized that Padme was dead, and he's like, but wait, I could feel her.
Yeah.
Then he goes, no! Because he realized what had happened, that he
Yeah.
sucked her life force.
That makes that a
he
little
was
bit more
given-
bearable.
You know,
That screen.
I thought the movie was bearable anyway. I know it's contrary.
I
to
love
pop-
the third one.
contrary to
be honest.
popular belief. Like, okay, the prequels, they weren't the best, of course. Overbearing CGI, all that. It was a
Well, the
bunch.
first one was one of the worst movies probably of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah, of course it was, right? But
Except 8-year-old me thought it was amazing.
yeah, of course. Everybody at first was.
You know, lasers.
Everybody at first was like, "Whoa, lasers!" Liam Neeson with a lightsaber.
Pod-
Whoa,
pod racing.
Yeah, right. Pod
wanna be a
spinning's a
pod
cool
racer.
trick,
Yeah.
right? And then
That is such a...
and then it was just like, you know, we grew older and we realized,
Yeah. Okay.
but the
got
third
Darth Maul.
movie I think was the best one in
the
that
three.
of the three,
Definitely.
right?
Yeah, I love the third
Absolutely.
Like
movie
the
out of those.
opening was beautiful. The opening to
Yeah.
that movie, the massive fight over Coruscant, that was Star
Well,
Wars.
And you know, as
to
I
me.
got
Yeah.
older, looking at the
Yeah.
politics of the third movie, because they did focus a lot on it, I actually had a better appreciation for it once I understood.
Also-
what was
also,
being
E.T..
done.
E.T. species.
Oh, E.T. is a
the
Jedi.
hidden ETs in the back.
He's a
Yeah.
Jedi.
His species
His species can lift things up
their
using the Force,
mind, and then they can heal people.
and
And,
they heal.
yeah,
Oh, interesting.
E.T. in
is-
Star
and
Wars?
If you watch E.T.,
He's
right,
in the movies.
yeah,
Star
Oh,
Wars
really?
is in the E.T. movies
That's
Yeah.
true.
as well.
yeah. You see
When
Yoda
when
walking
Elliot's Yoda is the
the
in Halloween
yeah.
costume. In the beginning,
Home!
Elliot's like do. They're Star Wars figures that he's
Yeah.
fighting with. So there's a reference between the two.
That's
universes
because the
within
two
each other.
the directors of the two movies,
right there. Yeah.
they're good. They're like, hey, bro, I got you. You got me. I got you. And then yeah, but the third movie, bro, that opening was everything to me. Like, and this was after I've come to realize that they weren't that good, right? I just got into watching the movie. I was like, okay, let's see how they finish this, how they lead into it. And then I was watching, and like as soon as that opening, just like it's quiet, space, goes over a spaceship, war. everywhere. And I was
I
like,
don't know how. You were
"Whoa!"
probably in elementary school.
I
right?
was.
Or-
I
Came
was.
out?
Yeah.
When the
That's
third
like-
one came out, that's 2006.
Right, because I was a senior in high school.
You were a senior in high school.
and you
I
were
think I was a freshman.
a
Maybe.
freshman. And I remember,
sophomore?
I was big time. Like, I love movies. Even in high school, like I was writing scripts. I was doing like cinema, like all that, like looking into how things were.
That's fun, yeah.
And I remember from 1 to 2, and I was like, I was on the fence. And then I remember the moment that we all watched, like that first scene started, and I can remember the hush of the crowd in the
Everybody
movie
just-
theaters in that first scene. And just that right there was just it
That's
was
Star
a
Wars.
game changer.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like, people will look back on it and be like, oh, it's an awful movie, but you have to remember the moment. 2006,
Yeah.
game changer. Like we've seen CGI, never to this effect.
Well, I think it was a good mixture of practical and CGI.
Absolutely.
Also,
Yeah, and that's what we're missing from a lot of movies
yeah.
nowadays.
Also,
Yes,
the
we are.
like people in they like to bash I forget his name for Anakin for just
Christian
Hayden
Hayden.
Christensen.
yeah, the fact that
Yeah.
he had pretty acting and like into I hate sand. It's
plays
harsh and
Anakin
hard,
well, though, I
and
think.
it gets
Well,
everywhere.
he's a little-
He
okay,
is
he's his own
Anakin.
Anakin.
I mean,
One of the
Yeah.
issues is he's playing the character as it's written.
yeah,
The issue is
it's not
how
him.
the
It's
character's
how it was written. But
Yeah.
I love 3 due to the fact that they showed that he can act.
Yeah.
Way better than what was written.
Oh, yeah,
in.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that, those scenes, that scene, that's a specific scene that comes to mind when I think of him.
Wait a
Is
second. I want to write it down.
okay.
All right,
Ready?
let's see.
Specific
Are we
scene.
on
Hold
the
on.
same
Wait,
wavelength?
10 seconds for him to write this. I want to see.
Well,
if
there's
it-
2.
There's 2.
There's
Okay.
2 scenes.
The heck?
You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about towards the middle of the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's 2 scenes. Okay. The first scene I'm gonna bring up is when he finds out that Padme's pregnant. Right. Okay.
Where was he?
He was in the Jedi Council, wasn't he? No, not the Council.
He
The
was.
Temple. Where was he? Wait. I'm sorry. I don't know. Wait. I'm going through the
Oh,
archives.
when you talking about when Padme
When
told him.
Padme told him, he
Okay,
found
so
out.
that's when he got off the ship and they were in
got off the ship. They
oh,
were in.
okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he's down there. He's down there. He's talking.
That's not what I wrote.
I know it's not what you wrote. I know for a fact it's not what you wrote. But just like how he reacts to it is beautiful because he shows all the emotions he should show due to the fact that he is a Jedi. He's not supposed to be having this type of affair.
Oh, he could also
but
talk about this scene.
he's happy. He's all that, right? Then the second scene is when he makes the decision.
To kill that guy?
No, when he makes the decision that Palpatine gave to him after he found out he was a Darksider. So he's sitting there and he's just looking out into
Oh,
the
when
sun.
he chops off Mace Windu's arm?
No.
he's not-
When he's sitting
he's
there
talking
and he's
about-
just looking off into the distance,
Yeah.
he starts crying and he's feeling that
Yes!
pain and anger.
Yes, because he's in his. I wrote bedroom scene. That's when he's in his bedroom.
Yeah, he's just
Thank you.
feels that
Nice.
pain and anger, and he's feeling the torment inside of him.
That's
and he's just
that's actually what he does best at conveying. Because even at the end of the movie, and not the very end, but whenever he's fighting Obi-Wan and he screams, I hate you.
Yeah.
You can actually it feels
you can feel
emotional.
that.
Yeah,
like
you-
it doesn't feel like acting. No, like you forget you're immersed at that point.
Yeah.
You forget you're in the real world. It's like that's happening.
yeah, like
I love.
So much of that
Obi-Wan's
that
response to
fight
that.
scene is.
you are my brother, Anakin.
I loved you.
I loved you.
God, it almost brings
I was
tears
like
right now.
the prodigal son.
That was
Like-
some really damn fine acting.
And like I don't hate people that say that the movie was bad.
Yeah.
I don't disagree
Right, they're
with
entitled
them.
to their opinion,
Yeah, right.
sure.
But what I do is this has happened a lot actually. I'm hanging out with my friends in a public area. This happened. I was intending to tell you this, but we were at the alley with my friends. Right. Somebody was talking about Star Wars. I was like, oh, you guys are talking about Star Wars. You mind if I talk with you guys? And they're like, yeah, of course. We're talking, and somebody said, yo, the third movie, man, I didn't like it at all. I was like, oh, I'd like to hear why. And then they were like, well, they gave the typical reasons. The CGI was a little much, the acting, and yada
They talk
yada yada.
about the fight scene being very choreographed. You
Yeah.
know, it's almost like a ballet, right?
Yeah, and I was
Remember
like,
that?
But that's how, honestly, if you read the books and
It's-
comics and everything, it's supposed to be almost like a ballet.
I have a couple
It's-
books.
Some of it was based on
yeah.
ballet. Some of it
I
was
have a couple books about Vader and Anakin. I have the Labyrinth of Evil and I have Prince of Darkness, and one of them's about Anakin being Darth Vader for the early on, and then one of them is right before he becomes Darth Vader, right? So,
I'm still listening.
In both of those books, it describes the battles as a dance.
Yes.
An elegant dance. It's not just clashing and clashing. It's
You
legitimately
mean the
a dance.
lightsaber battles?
The
Yes.
lightsaber battles.
They actually look like that too.
yeah, they're
So
supposed,
it's supposed
to
to be canon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
it's
No, it definitely is. And there's 6. Is it 6 styles or is it something else? I'm
Oh
thinking?
no, there's
8
7.
styles?
There's 7 styles.
Okay, I
There's
was
7
close.
styles.
I knew it was something like that.
I know most
But
of them.
based,
I love 'em.
Based on the styles and your mastery of it, and even almost nobody is a master of more than like what 3 at the most.
You know
for
who
most
is a
of them?
master of all of them?
Who's that?
Yoda.
Palpatine.
Yes. I was
Yoda
gonna say,
is not a master of
Yoda's
all
a
of them.
master of like what 4. Okay.
It's Ataru. He's a master
Right.
of Ataru, and that is movement. Being able to go
Yes.
around and get
And
behind
using
your
your force
opponent,
to push
using
you.
the
Right.
force to move you.
And that's
sounds
that's
so cool.
why that's why it's
you know
it's
this?
almost.
I didn't. I mean, I knew there were styles, but I mean,
I didn't know any of
it's-
this.
That's why it's so much more like a dance. It's almost
Interesting.
like because in the dance, if you look at dance, if you look at the art and theory of it, they're actually usually at parts of it you have a protagonist and an antagonist when they're dancing. The male
push, the
part
pull, the
can
push, the pull.
exactly the male can or the masculine part can take over sometimes. The feminine part can take over.
Oh, so it's almost like salsa in a way then.
Yeah.
right?
It very is exactly. So I mean, that's exactly how lightsaber battles were for.
And-
I mean, no, not exactly. I don't think George Lucas sat there and
No,
said,
he didn't. He didn't think about that. And I love that about George Lucas. Is like
Yeah.
people will be like, "Oh, this was amazing. I love how you brought up this." He's like, "Totally,
Yeah, he's like,
Meant to.
canon."
Oh, I like the part with
Yeah.
Harrison Ford.
yeah.
I love
I
you.
know.
I know.
I know.
Totally not
that was-
George
That
Lucas.
wasn't George Lucas. That was him.
Thank you, Harrison Ford, for that great
Yeah,
moment.
a lot of it was unintentional, but once you start breaking it down,
It just makes sense.
it does make a lot more sense.
comes together.
Sometimes, being a master at the parts that he was a master at, I should say, some of it just makes that much sense. It's like the universe said, "This is how it needs to be."
Yep. And the thing about lightsaber forms and the styles of it is that
they're all shaped differently too.
yeah, every single one does a different thing. None of them are the same.
Right.
And that's very hard to do, especially in a fictional universe when you're trying to do something different. None of the fighting styles ever actually like they can counter each other. They can come and clash to each other, but they can never do the
Right.
same things, right? Now, the thing about Palpatine mastering every single one of them, it's a lot bigger of a feat than a lot of people think.
Right.
Like Yoda has been alive at the Republic, the Galactic Republic, and what we see for
Not 800 years,
800
something?
years or something like that,
Yeah.
right? And he's yet to master every single one of them.
Right.
Palpatine has been alive for like 70, 80 years at tops.
That also plays into
He just
him being,
mastered every single one.
alive for more than 70 years, transferring consciousness.
Plagueis is the wise one.
Right, Plagueis the Wise. You know what scene did it for me in Star Wars? Like, you know how your scene was the Anakin one? Mm-hmm. What really nailed it in the coffin as being like, I am always going to love this movie for this one scene that just brought it all together, was when Anakin was talking to Palpatine during the scene where they're watching that circus show.
He gives himself away and congratulates himself in front of him, and he's clueless. I know what you're talking about.
Right, and he's sitting.
Yeah.
Okay, so everything from like the way that the scene was set up to the background, because if you watch the background, you're like, well, why are we seeing this? There's always a reason that you see something in movies, right?
Yeah.
And you see like the fishmen jumping from bubbles to bubbles, right? That's like really symbolic of what's going on here, right? Like you have all these different.
It's a
Wars and games and strategies, and Plagueis is going from here to here, and Anakin's now joining him, and even the music in the background. is
Yeah, it
very
just takes a
on.
little
This
shift.
is all in the, episode 3.
Yeah.
What's crazy is there's so much focused in on the conversation.
The conversation was good.
That a lot of people don't even realize there's stuff happening. There's
Yeah.
the background. A lot of people don't even realize that there is a background sometimes. Like people forget that it wasn't just them two sitting there having this conversation. There was a whole other world happening around them that was in the scene.
Now go back and watch that scene again.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna
Right.
tack on to your
No,
your
yeah,
brilliance.
keep going. Yeah.
And when you watch this scene, there's a part where, and the moment that Anakin comes in, what happens? The judges, all the other people. Think about this, right? Like the hierarchy goes like Senator Palpatine, and then his assistants,
His
right?
assistants,
And they're always in the focus of the Senate, right? They're always in the center. Everybody's focused on them. What happens is, Anakin falls, and they rise. But in this case, you're like, oh, normally it's a hierarchy, right? If you're higher up, you're on the chain, you're looking down at people. But in this case, it's the opposite, right? It's the fall of Anakin with Senator Palpatine. He's sitting down, and they are rising to show that we recognize that you have now transcended us on the order, and Palpatine's order, right? Because so you can see there's a transference now.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, it was brilliant. And that how opposite of it, right? Because you're not just seeing them, you're seeing the silhouette of them as well.
You are, yeah.
So it's the perception that's changing.
And to go back for a second on fighting styles, you remember the iconic battle, the final battle, Anakin and Obi-Wan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So people hate the fact that Obi-Wan lasted and won, and now I get where they're coming from. Anakin is stronger. He's the chosen one, right?
Right.
And he is. Obi-Wan realizes that. Do you want to know why he survived so long? His fighting style.
Yeah.
After Phantom Menace, when he saw Qui-Gon die, if you notice the fighting styles between that one and two, it changed entirely because he saw Qui-Gon die and he saw the fact
I
that
love that
his
fight
defense,
scene. I watch it all the time.
The Qui-Gon versus Darth Maul.
his
Obi-Wan
defense,
versus Darth Maul. Like,
The whole Darth Maul fight actually by
Yeah, the whole- I watched
sometimes
the whole fight,
I've gone on YouTube and watched because in the movie it's like it's kind of like there's a piece of the fight and then it goes back to the people. Yeah,
I just like watching it, like the
watch
mood and everything.
The
Like,
whole scene is great.
so after seeing the fact that Qui-Gon didn't have a good enough defense, he was like, need to work on my defense.
Yeah.
Don't want to die, right? He worked on the all defense style, and he is the only Jedi to have ever mastered that style.
Right.
No Jedi has ever been able to master.
Love Qui-Gon, or Obi-Wan. even
Obi-Wan,
more.
yeah.
Obi-Wan is
he's
the
very
only Jedi in
super
all of history to master that style because everybody's always like, oh, I gotta attack.
offense,
Yeah,
right.
and there's also some theory that's why it goes into that's why Obi-Wan was able to last so
Yeah.
long because if you pay attention, I haven't watched any of the new the animated show
Rebels.
Rebels?
I think someone said it comes back in it. Darth Maul comes back in
Yes.
it. But I never
Yeah,
watched
he
that.
does,
But I did read some of the
Obi-Wan
comics
does,
and
too.
graphic novels and everything. And Obi-Wan years later, Darth Maul was able to get cybernetic legs
Yeah.
and everything.
Right.
He improved.
He
Did you
He
watch
got-
Clone Wars?
I watched Clone Wars.
Okay, yeah, it happened in
He
there.
came back and
No, not Clone Wars. Sorry, I was thinking Attack of the Clones. No, I never watched any
You
of the.
gotta watch it.
Sorry,
It's so good.
What's funny is I'm such a Star Wars freak, and I never watched those two.
They're bringing it back. They ended it.
I've heard.
Yeah.
But Obi-Wan, he knew because of the defensive style, he knew how to survive that long. And whenever he fights Vader at the end, in Episode 4, I should say.
Yeah.
Even using the defensive style, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Everyone, and it's not a secret, but you can tell during that fight, if you watch the beginning, Obi-Wan could have won that fight, honestly.
He definitely could have won that fight.
Technically, I would say he did, but in a different,
That makes more sense now
won the
why
mid-
he was able to go up against
Anakin,
Grievous.
and Grievous
Right.
especially.
He had 4 lightsabers.
And you just
Yeah, I've always been like, you have one, he has 4. There's so many. There's so much.
But if
that
he's
can
so
happen, man.
defensive,
Come on, dude.
Well,
He's
it could-
defensively
right.
reactive.
Well, it's if you watch what he's doing, he's so analytical of the
he
battle.
just listens to
And
everyone. It's like-
lightsabers are so dangerous, bro. You can cut your arm off. You
Right?
wouldn't even know
Yeah.
it. 'Cause
I know.
but
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh,
there's-
you would know.
I mean, like,
shock
probably-
horror.
this goes back to what I was saying too, how the fighting styles mesh together and some of them can counter the other, right? Now, Obi-Wan's style didn't counter Anakin's at all. It didn't. It just clashed perfectly. There was no one stronger than the other because Anakin used Gemso, and Gemso is this fighting style primarily about breaking defense. It is all about destroying your enemy's defenses as fast as possible with no problem. That was Anakin's bread and butter. He loved that, right? Obi-Wan, how do you break perfect defense? You don't. It's not possible. That's why he was able to just last. That's why he couldn't get the upper hand. Anakin was just so much stronger than him.
Right.
But Anakin can never break his defenses.
Make that one mistake
Obi-Wan
of jumping
couldn't.
over him.
Obi-Wan couldn't offend,
Right.
but he could defend.
But a little bit of
And-
offense against no defense still gets you a win.
Yeah, it still does, right?
Yeah.
And that's why in the end. Also, I love the change in Anakin. The dark side doesn't help him in any way; it just changes him, right? Anakin only wanted to save Padme. By the time she gets to Mustafar, we can rule the universe. I can overpower the. He doesn't care about it, Padme at this point.
No.
He just wants power.
Right.
Now he
Justice.
just wants to take over.
Right. Isn't that the thing?
Right?
Right.
And
then
it
it just messes
Obi-Wan
with him.
immediately recognizes
Yeah,
the
he's
change.
like, oh.
He really
man."
does.
And that's why he pulls the lightsaber first, because he knows he's not going to listen to reason.
And then there's that scene, he pulls it, and then what's behind him? Right here, the sun and the light side. And if I want you to think about something else too, in movies, on the screen, right? If you watch the screen,
Yeah.
when they look this way, they're thinking about the future. When they look
Like that
this way,
way.
they're thinking about the past. So watch Obi-Wan when he's looking to the right. He's thinking about everything that has just happened. Mm-hmm. And then look at Anakin. He's looking the other way. He's thinking about everything that he's going to do.
Yeah.
Different mindsets.
Yeah. Also, that also plays into the bedroom scene. He's sitting there and he's contemplating everything. He's thinking about mother, Tatooine, everything that's led up to this point. Then he looks and he's like, I'm gonna save this woman.
That's right.
I'm gonna save the love of my life.
He goes,
And he goes down. And he's like, I gotta do this, right?
Again, go back to Hayden Christensen. He's able to convey
part in that.
the emotion of the character so much more than anything. Anything he speaks, his face can trump everything.
Everything.
That his emotion just encapsulates his ability to act more than his acting, which is, I don't know if you know what I mean by that, but
Yeah, I get it.
his emotion is
it makes
the
sense.
greatest part of his being.
It's
I think.
everything. It's something that really seeds him as Anakin Skywalker
Right.
in everybody's mind, right? You can be somebody who likes Star Trek more than anything in their entire life, but you can know for a fact that dude played Anakin in Star Wars. I know that for a fact, right? This dude was Obi-Wan. Ewan McGregor, perfect Obi-Wan. By the way.
Which Star Wars have you seen, if any?
I've seen all of 4 through 6. I've seen 7.
Okay, so you really didn't watch any of the trilogies, right?
Well,
Oh, you
yeah, the
have,
original
but maybe you
trilogy,
don't
yeah.
remember.
I
I'm
watched-
talking
I
about 1,
remember the
2, and
originals.
3.
Uh,
Okay. I mean,
I can always rewatch. Like
don't waste your time.
Yeah, don't do it.
No,
Watch the
I
third one.
I think you should watch 1, 2, and 3. I think
Don't
you
watch
need
it.
to.
Don't watch it for it to be a good movie.
Yeah.
Watch it to analyze certain things about it, take in information, and then the only one you should watch as a good movie, third one.
I know the third one's good because my dad has like the 7-Eleven cup with the Vader head on it. And it's like, yeah, that movie must have been like
I
really
thought he was
hyped
about
up.
to say, no, it's good because we just talked about it for the last
Oh,
yeah.
you almost made me feel good about
That, but,
myself.
like,
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Because we were able to
the hype
analyze
for it.
He's over
just
here
the
falling
like
asleep.
3 scenes from a movie for half an hour.
talking about this?
It's just
It is an artistic piece.
it is a beautiful artistic
I
piece.
know
And
it's
it-
probably
and
like one of the best.
And the movie by itself could almost be a standalone. If you
Standalone.
had never seen the other ones, you could see the third one, enjoy it,
Yeah.
and understand and do a full in-depth detail analysis of the characters without knowing 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
So did you guys pay attention from beginning? I hope you guys did pay attention to everything from beginning to end in 3.
In what aspect?
And everything.
Come on, bro.
Literally everything,
There's-
like
To
dialogue,
this day,
dialogue,
you know
background,
that
stuff like
there's
that.
Always
Something
an
new.
Easter egg.
Yeah,
or
there's always something new.
right? So like, if
I mean,
you say
we found a lot.
If I said yes or if you said yes,
You'd be
that'd
lying.
be very, obnoxious.
Okay.
To say yes
Well,
to that.
have you been paying attention to certain fine details in dialogue and visual?
I paid attention mostly to the writing and this style of photography.
Okay.
Or filmography, rather, like how the cameras were set up, how they set the scenes up, the lighting,
Yeah.
the transition between scenes.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't pay attention to as much of that stuff.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
paid attention.
Pew pew, Star Wars. I paid attention to that.
They went bang bang.
Bang bang.
Well, as I said earlier, 20 minutes ago, probably I said I got a more appreciation for the political aspects
Yeah,
of the
the
movie.
politicals.
And and the reason I love that movie so much is because back years ago, probably for one of my first years of college, I owned like 3 movies.
Okay.
And that was one of them?
Episode 3 was one of them.
Okay.
Good choice, sir.
Good choice.
I had like 3 movies. I had like superhero movie.
That was a good movie.
Yeah,
Bro,
why
yeah.
not, right?
Yeah.
What a now I know you a little bit better.
Yeah, so I own like
That
3
crap is
movies, and
hilarious.
Star Wars Episode 3 was one of them. So I'd watch that like I don't know. I'd rotate it like every night when I'd go to sleep. I'd mostly listen to it. I had to turn all the lights off in my house. And I go to sleep, but listening to that movie.
Yeah,
So I listened to it way more than I could hear the emotion in people's voices, and way more than actually paying attention and watching.
You hear the ominous
Yeah.
tone of Sidious every single time he speaks,
It
even though
was
when he's trying to be
everything
nice.
he said, every word was so intentional. The actor put so much work into being Sidious.
Yeah.
Because I want to say, didn't he play Sidious? He was young though, but
Yeah.
didn't he play Sidious?
I think he was
No, yeah, it was him.
the original.
Sidious. He
No,
was.
he was the original.
But you can tell
I thought
that
they
he
like
put.
switched it out with the new prequel one and then the.
I think it was him in maybe episode 6. I don't know if it was him in all of episode.
It was him in
4.
all of them.
It was him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I
they
just-
CGI'd his voice Or
Right.
the CGI.
Yeah,
They CGI'd the voice.
Oh my god.
They visually CGI'd his voice.
We knew what you meant though.
Yeah, we got you, bro.
They-
They digitally altered.
But I'm just saying, like you can tell he put a lot more work into being as an older man. He was like, okay, I need to be able to form this character in a way where people don't say this is the bad guy. He wanted to come off as the good guy, and if you watch in episodes 2, starting in 2 definitely, and in 3. He comes off more as the good guy of the Star Wars universe than
Because
a bad
we
guy.
know more
There's
about
supposed
him.
to be that dichotomy between good and evil. Where,
Right.
You know, good's a perspective.
Yes.
Bad's a perspective.
Right,
I respect it so much because that scene, they're talking, right? He manages to brag and congratulate himself, and Anakin's clueless. So funny
yeah.
how he's able to save everyone he loved, but not himself.
Oh, sad story.
And then Anakin is just wow.
Yeah,
and he's just sitting here
that's
like,
the point. People are supposed as funny as Sidious right there. It's almost like Sidious knows an audience is watching the movie.
Yeah.
And Sidious is manipulating not only Anakin but you as the viewer.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny
And,
to think about that. Whereas he knows he's playing you and anyone who's thinking about it, anyone who's watching it, and he knows exactly.
He's a showman. As
He
the
is.
Dark Lord.
Right.
he
He's
is
a showman without being showy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And why I asked about the dialogue and all that is because in the beginning of the movie, Anakin beats Dooku down, cuts both of his arms off, gets him down.
Best thing ever.
Sidious, or Palpatine, Sheev Palpatine, he's sitting there. You need to kill him. It's not the Jedi way. He's too dangerous to be kept alive.
Right, he convinces Anakin to kill him.
He's too dangerous to be kept alive. Who else said that later on in the movie? He's too dangerous to be kept alive.
Give me a second. I know this line.
That was
I need him.
yeah.
Mace Windu.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it was
okay.
when he had him down and he was gonna
Yeah,
kill him.
Anakin said it.
Anakin,
Okay, yeah.
Anakin was
Sorry,
just like,
yeah.
no,
was
I
like,
need
Mace didn't
him,
say
I
it.
need him.
Yeah, but yeah, no,
and
yeah.
how come he's able to listen to Palpatine when he says it, but not him? Right?
Oh man, this dude's right.
He's able to listen to Palpatine.
He chose to listen.
He chose to
because
listen to
he
Palpatine,
wanted, right?
right?
He wanted to kill him.
He can kill Dooku, right? But that's because he wanted to. It wasn't because it was morally wrong and right. He was just like, bro, let the darkness take over. He's too dangerous to be kept alive. And then when Mace Windu's about to kill his one, he thinks, chance at keeping Padme alive, he's like, no, I choose not to listen to that. Right? And that was an amazing attention to detail callback in that movie, and I loved it.
That makes it, once again, a little bit. The more you know. just a
The
little
more
bit
you know,
better.
a little better. That's why I love the movie so much.
Haven't heard much from you lately.
Well, I'm just listening to all this Star Wars thing.
Did you have a movie? Growing up, like his.
Star
3
Wars, like
movies?
something like Star
Did
Wars.
you have like a movie that's like that you watched over and over and over
There's
again?
so many.
There's so many.
Too many. That's
Yo,
like something.
yeah.
Well, I
that
guess in the
happened.
age of the digital age, it's easy enough, right?
You know, that goes back
I've actually
to
collected a lot.
a lot of
films
people
back then.
complaining about movies nowadays and music as well. People are like, there's music died, and it's like it really didn't.
No,
There's
it
so
didn't.
much of it.
Right, there's the
It's
content
Dang,
is
dude.
like
I was
ridiculous.
watching the movie.
My movie was Resident Evil.
Have fun. They're talking. Have
Resident Evil movies were.
I
great.
love not the 2 and 3. The 2 is
I liked them, to be honest.
after the second one,
Yeah,
man.
I honestly loved up to maybe even 4 actually, and that's just because I love crappy movies sometimes.
Crappy movies are sometimes so bad that they're good.
But
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
if you
Well,
want
that's
it to be
why
crappy,
going back to
The
me
Room.
owning and watching superhero movie, that's like one of my top 5
Superhero
favorite
movie
movies.
is so funny and good.
It's
It's what-
Drake Bell.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
top. That's one of my
That was
top
such a
5
good movie.
movies, to be honest. People are like, "How could you stand that movie?" I could watch that
It's like a
movie
mix of
back to back.
Spider-Man,
It was so
X-Men.
funny. It was just so funny. It was
That
such a
was
good
probably
movie.
my favorite role Kevin Hart did, because he had like
Oh,
like
that
an
was-
eye everything, like an iPhone, but he had like what are those little fans that you have?
Oh, the iFans. It
Yeah, he had a little eye fan. It was the whole movie was
was just great.
It was so awful. You know that for it to be that bad, you know the people who wrote it were intelligent.
Yeah, they were like, bro, we don't want to make a good movie. We want to make a movie just to make a movie, make
like
people
Idiot-
laugh. Yeah.
Idiocracy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I have.
gotta say- Oh wait, what were hours.
You know what's funny is Idiocracy. I don't think I've ever seen the full movie. I saw it on
seen the
Comedy
full
Central
movie.
at a friend's house. Like,
I thought it was a good
years
movie.
ago, so it wasn't something I took
was
serious.
really
It's
funny.
But I
supposed to be
still
bad.
loved it. Yeah,
Right?
I still loved it, not taking
Like
it serious, and
Spaceballs.
I'm not sure if I want to see it. If I don't want to sit down and take the movie seriously.
Yeah, you just want to sit there.
No,
Yeah.
you can't take it seriously, and
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
makes it so fun. You're right. It's,
The crappy way that I saw the movie edited on Comedy Central with commercial cuts.
Idiocracy?
Yeah, I feel like I probably got a. I feel like the writers probably wanted you to see it that way.
Yeah. Yeah,
they
just-
wanted you to see it more torn up. They didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't
Probably-
want it to be connected or anything.
Probably going back to your question.
Yeah, yeah.
About like the movie that changed. Wait, what was
That
it?
you
Like,
that was
That's-
just your
that's
movie.
you.
It was your
Yeah,
movie.
your movie.
It's always been The Dark Knight, I guess.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah, ever
Okay.
since I saw
All
it,
right.
it's always been that.
if you ever want to learn how to make like film,
Yeah,
you go back and you watch Dark Knight and you watch it again and again and again
I've
and
watched it
again
like
and again.
You know
I probably
what's-
know every single line.
You know what's awful
Dark Knight
about
is so
that
good.
that trilogy is
Awful.
that what's awful about it is that the peak was in the middle.
Well, that's
It really
because
was.
the third movie is the same as the second movie, and they just did a rinse and repeat. And have you noticed Tom Hardy? Tom Hardy's been in a lot of movies, right?
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a great actor. But have you noticed that recently, in the last 7-8 years,
Came out 2013.
that Tom Hardy has been wearing masks.
Masks,
Yeah, you
yeah.
never. I wouldn't say you never see.
He's
his
a
face.
beautiful human being.
Yeah, but he
Oh,
always
yeah,
wears a
yeah.
Like, have you
something
seen the
covering.
movie Warrior?
Fantastic.
Yeah, I've seen that.
He is. He
remember
is an
that.
Adonis.
Oh my god! Right? Like
Yeah.
that dude's jacked.
It's not just his face that's hidden. A lot of times his body is hidden. You
just
know, he's got
completely
one of
covered
the
up.
best bodies there is in Hollywood.
Oh,
too.
he's
And especially
gigantic.
Yeah.
especially for Dark Knight Rises, he
Oh, he
Yeah.
jacked
Yeah,
up.
he
stuff.
jacked. Yo,
But
He was
it's
so
same thing in the
intimidating.
Warrior too.
Yeah.
He was massive.
he heard, yo, you're gonna be Bane. He was like, gonna go to the
Yeah,
gym
but I
for like a
remember
day. I'll be
listening.
right back. And he
was
came
so
back. And he was just
intimidating, like his voice and everything. Like
Yeah.
the line where he's like, "Search
Now-
him, and I'll kill you." Like, oh, I'm gonna die after. I
Now
do
the
this.
thing about the Dark Knight Rises, it is rinse and repeat, right? But Bane was amazing, and I don't care what anybody says.
Except for the last 10 minutes.
Of
Yeah.
course, the last. I was about to say, bro, the last 10 minutes was just a waste of time. I didn't want
Bane
that
is
to happen.
supposed to be scary.
And-
we were talking about this
supposed to
actually
be
the
his
other
own
day.
man.
And I loved how condescending Bane was. The entire movie, right? That scene when Gordon you met him and then he went into the thing. And he's dead. He's dead. He's like, you want to go after him? Boom! He's just dead. And he's
Okay,
like-
you know
That
what
stuff
like
his
that.
character
was weird.
reminded me of? I don't know if you ever watched Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Yeah, I love it's
Do you
those
know
old Cartoon
Stephen
Network.
Colbert's character? What was his name? The guy who had the eye patch. But he reminds me of it's almost like similar to that. How he's like,
Yeah,
ha,
it's
ha.
been a while.
Yeah, he just laughs at people in their face.
That goes back to the
What
days
a
of
lovely
like Space Ghost Coast to Coast. in a
Yes,
way,
yeah.
You know?
But no, it was a similar. If you guys should go and watch just a few clips. What was his name?
What was it?
I don't remember. It's been
The
so
show
long.
was called Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. It was a parody show.
It was
of
so
course.
funny,
But
though.
the guy who was like head of the law firm. God, what was
Stephen
it called?
Colbert, that sounds.
But Stephen Colbert did the voice of him.
That
But
sounds
but it was such a very similar character to Tom Hardy's Bane. I think, in my opinion. Do you see
We
the?
gotta go back and I gotta watch those again.
But yeah, I loved how condescending Bane was throughout
Yeah.
the entire movie. He was scary condescending. He wasn't just like, oh, all right, he's a condescending douchebag, right?
No,
he was
yeah.
condescending to the point like if he were in front of you talking to you and he said something condescending, you knew you were gonna die.
Oh, remember when he puts his
Yeah,
hand.
I've never understood
Oh,
that
yeah.
when I was younger. I never like. Why is he?
That's a
touching
sign
him?
of
And then he gets
power.
Scared. I'm like, oh, he's
It's a
showing him that he can
sign
hurt
of
him.
power.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like
Imagine that someone that big come up
Yeah,
to you
he's like,
and just
rests
Do you
his
feel in
hand
charge? Yeah.
on.
crushes
And
his
it's-
face with his freaking.
that
He
was
puts
amazing,
his hand on his shoulder, and I don't remember his real name, but director Krennic just shuts up.
Okay, so let's talk about Dark Knight. Because it's your favorite movie, right?
Yeah.
I was
that's
talking to
always been
somebody
my favorite
recently about this. I'm gonna say recently, 2 months ago, recently. Okay, because like we're talking about like villains and like what makes a great villain, and I was like, I was talking about, of course, the Joker pops up, and one of the things that this person mentioned to me. This is not my idea, okay? So I'm not gonna take any
probably heard
credit for this idea. And they said that this goes into what makes the Dark Knight an even better. It might even like project it to like that
God tier.
high echelon tier, the esoteric tier, is that it's plausible for character development, right? And if you go back and if you rewatch this movie from a particular perspective on the Joker, I want you to have this lens. the theory about where the Joker came from, right? Because it's not the Alan Moore Joker.
I think I heard it.
Where he's, a dude that's a comedian, he's failed, and then he has the red hood. And the theory is, and if you've heard this,
Yeah.
right, probably, is that he's ex-military, right,
Yes.
hired by the government. He's a ghost. That's why all of his records are
blows
white,
up.
right? That's why he wears
that
war
one, too.
paint. That's how
That's
he knows
scary,
how to organize, right, all of this crime syndicate. That's how he knows how to destabilize a country. And everything about his character is ex-military.
And it also kind of, I've actually seen that theory, and it also kind of goes back to the point where he's hiding in he knows the military form. If you're
Sits there and is like,
if
perfect.
he's able to
Perfect
blend
form.
in exactly. If you're a crime.
Oh, when he shoots Gordon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're like a nobody kind of street thug, you are not going to know the form of military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I remember discussing that theory with my 7th grade teacher because he's the one who told that to me. I'm like,
Nice.
that
And,
makes sense, dude.
like,
I've read that online somewhere.
do you remember
probably
the
read it.
scene?
I guess I'm just behind in times.
Do you remember the scene where he brought that up in the movie? Not that he was he was
I think he
talking. He
mentions-
was like a truck,
Right, a
full
blowing
of-
up.
blows up. Nobody cares, right? Something like that. I don't remember the full thing, but it was
Yeah, it's
so
when he's
much.
talking to Harvey
Yeah,
Dent.
everybody loses your mind when something else blows
all
up.
according.
Yeah, all according to plan. I was like, Origin right there, right? Because he
Right.
said like a truck blows up in the army and nobody bats an eye, and then he said some goes up and
That's
Oh.
freaking good, dude.
a military truck blows up. Nobody bats an eye. But then I forget.
Little old
something-
bear.
Little, yeah.
One little old guy.
And then everybody loses their mind.
There's a meme. It's like poop and spaghetti. Everyone upset.
I've seen that.
Of course.
Yeah, dude, that just blew my mind.
Yeah, that's where I got the. That's
that
where I
makes sense.
thought of it.
So you're kind of saying that it's possible that there might have been he's a black force, something off
Right,
the books.
Off the books, he's
But
just.
for some reason, the government said, "All right, that force has done their job. Time to wipe them off," and blows up a truck, and he survives it. Maybe
That
and comes
or
back and-
that or like something went south on a mission,
Right,
and he
okay.
tried calling in like, "Yo, we need help." They just
And
didn't.
instead of trying to help, they're like, "Let's gut them."
Let's clean it off. Let's
Yep.
just didn't
Wipe
happen.
the
That
slate
could explain
clean.
the scars.
That explains the
would.
scars, the torture in case he got
That reminds me
captured.
a lot of. Have you seen Skyfall?
Yes,
No.
the
You haven't
Bond
seen
movie.
Skyfall? Yeah. And
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? The villain.
The
That's
du-
exactly what happened.
Oh,
to him, dude.
you
With
guys
the
didn't see
deformed-
Skyfall?
Skyfall, is that?
James
The
Bond,
James
yeah.
Bond movie, the one that right before Spectre.
Oh, yeah.
That's
The dude-
exactly what happened to him.
So
Right.
the main villain, he was an amazing villain, by the way.
Well, that's what Bond movies are supposed to be for, right? Is I want to see a really unique villain.
And a messed up one, because this guy was messed up.
You
Yeah,
never said
like,
they
the
always
first
had
time you
dark,
meet him, he's
like
trying all
deep
these different
voices,
things
their
to,
voices are like
intimidate
this
Bond.
low when they talk.
And I love a villain that wins when they don't win.
That's like
Joker.
Loki. That's a Loki.
Oh, that's almost like a
Oh.
I
They have
brain
a name
farted.
for it.
Joker, dude.
I brain farted.
But,
That's a Civil War basically.
Oh yeah, the dude,
Yeah.
Zemo.
Yeah,
He was
Zemo.
just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
I won.
alright.
Oh yeah, Baron Zemo.
Yeah, he had to lose to win.
Yeah, that's how it works. But what were we just talking about? Oh.
I think what we're talking about where,
Look,
where
I'm
you're
saying,
talking about where
the
you
villain
win.
for Spectre. Just got
The
caught.
win, you lose and you still win.
Yeah.
I think it was originally that coined that term like of that particular villain was from the Remember the show Gargoyles?
Yes.
Yes.
There was a villain in Gargoyles who every time the plan like failed,
It still.
it always went back, and like they coined the term after him. And I don't remember if it was Xanatos or Oberon.
Silva.
Oberon. I think
what's his name?
I've heard it called the Oberon theory. Actually, I want to say I've read that before somewhere.
Right.
So Skyfall villain Raul Silva, right? It has so many similarities with this theory about the Joker from Dark Knight because he was MI6.
He was captured, interrogated.
He was captured and
He
interrogated.
didn't give up anything for his country. And he felt
Cyanide,
betrayed.
I think it was,
Yeah,
right?
cyanide pill.
Cyanide. No, it wasn't a cyanide. It was a
cyanide
gas.
pill.
It was a
Cyanide.
gas
It
of
was a
some.
cyanide
Are you
pill.
sure? You
Yeah,
positive?
positive.
I don't think cyanide does that to you.
Yeah, he said, "Do you know what it does to you? Hydrogen cyanide or
Oh,
what?
hydrogen something.
like
See,
that,
that's not
nitrogen.
cyanide.
This is the bio puke over here, so he would know.
I'm
I'm not
gonna
sure
tell
what
you
it's
what
like.
happened. I'm gonna tell you
It's
what
where
happened to
bite
him.
down on and you die.
That's
supposed to be
cyanide.
the cyanide.
The cyanide, yeah.
Okay.
It's putting your meat.
Because what he did was they captured him, right?
Right.
This
And
is
he's
who they're
sitting.
talking about. The guy from No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there in the headquarters of MI6.
He's a weird villain.
Stupidly, right? They bring him
What?
there.
This is one of the greatest. That was a good villain.
He was sitting
I
there,
mean, like,
and
he was near me,
Bond was talking to
I'd
him. He was
feel
trying to
weirded.
sow doubt in Bond,
Well, yeah,
right?
because he tries.
And he was like, "You ever questioned what cyanide does to somebody if they survive?" And he was like, Bond
I thought that was
sitting there, and he's like, and he pulls out like a denture in his face, and you
Yeah,
get
it's
to see
all, like-
as he pulls it out, like his face indents,
Oh,
like there's a
nice.
hole in him, and
Yeah,
his
his eyes
eyes
all,
like
like-
pulled out, and he's missing teeth, and he's like, "This is what it does to you," and it's just like it
must
destroyed
have
his
sucked,
face,
dude.
and he's just, "This is what this does." You could have asked your head of director what that could have done, and then he pops it back in, and he's trying to sow doubt in Bond, right? And Bond goes back, and he's like, he goes back, everything plays out, and it's just, he was so menacing. And Joker, he didn't do that, but just that callback, like the scar, everything, just
Very similar, I guess. The connection. I see what you're saying. I might need to go and watch that.
You notice how a lot of these
Skyfall's
villains.
Skyfall is actually just a good movie. In general.
people
I saw
didn't like
I
it
saw
for
that
some
in the
reason.
theater.
You know what? I'm
we're
a
used to Mission
weirdo.
Impossible.
I'm a weirdo, but I've never seen a
Skyfall's
full
maybe better.
007 movie. I've just never been.
yeah,
into
they're
them.
really long and gritty.
Yeah.
You need to be
I
invested.
think the only ones I've seen are
The newer ones.
I've seen
Casino Royale, which is really good.
Quantum
and-
of Solace,
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Skyfall, Spectre. Spectre was iffy. Skyfall was
I might
best.
need to actually go and watch a few of those. The Daniel Craig, that's his name.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
Craig.
I've
Duck-faced
heard.
Craig.
I've always heard those are like some of the best Bond movies,
are.
which
Yep,
is
they are.
crazy because a lot of people are always getting nostalgia. They're like, oh, the better old movies are better.
Sean
Everyone's
Connery.
talking about Goldfinger, I think. With the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy with the metal teeth.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about that.
Dude, the opening scenes to all the James Bond movies. What's the one? Which one was it where? I think it was Casino Royale, where the first 10 minutes is all one shot.
Yep, that's
And it's
Really?
all blowing up, and he's running across buildings. You only got one shot, which, by the way, leads to one of the greatest scenes of all time in The Dark Knight, when the hospital blew up. And we, all, this is common knowledge, right?
Wait.
And
Which shot are you talking about? James Bond?
in the very, very beginning of Casino
Very,
Royale,
very
where
beginning.
like
Something's blowing up.
like he's running, and things are blowing up, and everything's taking one
because
shot.
he just shot somebody and then shot the.
Oh no, that
That's
was
not Casino
Spectre.
Royale,
That
that
was
was Spectre.
Spectre.
Was
That was
that
the most
Spectre?
recent one. Yeah, he just assassinated
Casino
somebody and he was
Royale
running.
begins with the chase scene.
Yeah, that was Spectre.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in general, the opening scenes to James
Yeah,
Bond,
they're amazing.
they suck you right in.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow,
Yeah,
he's an
dude, like,
agent. He's doing
Skyfall,
stuff.
Bro, I was like, when I saw Skyfall, I was like, James Bond. I thought that was a real person, but like, I
Nope.
thought that was the
I
actor's
did
name.
too.
And it's like, all right, so I'm gonna see this movie that I'm not really gonna care for, and like, it starts off with like him chasing this rogue agent or something like that. He gets shot by one of his own teammates because him doesn't want to like take any chances,
Yep.
and he like, he feels betrayed. And that goes all into the villain. So I was like, oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He gets shot, and I hear somebody behind me go, ooh, and like falls to the water.
Yeah, that's the opening to Skyfall. That right there. He's
Yeah,
on,
you
he's
know
on a
what?
train.
We should watch some James Bond movies, man. Like
Yeah, maybe.
Daniel Craig he's doing a great job of it, and the rumor was that Idris Elba was going to be our next James Bond.
There was
They were
an-
trying to, but I think like a day ago or 2 days ago, it's very, very recent. Idris Elba would have been an amazing
Of course he would have.
James Bond, Heimdall, but he said he's not going to
Yeah.
do it. So now it's going to be Scarlett Johansson. She's going to be the first black
heck?
actress to play James Bond.
Scarlett
It's
Johansson?
a joke.
That's
Okay.
a joke.
I was
It's a
gonna say,
joke.
James
I was
Bond
like,
is
that's
like-
got to be.
Excuse
a
me?
joke.
You had to listen to this. She's going to be the first black
Yeah,
actress
yeah,
to
I
do
got
it.
that.
Okay,
piece, but okay.
can
Interesting.
there's also a rumor where Tom Hiddleston might be the
I heard
next
that
Bond.
too, and he does not
That's
need
not
to be. You
gonna
can't
happen.
do that. You can't do it.
That
Why
shouldn't
not?
happen.
Well, I
He's
would-
not a Bond. He's.
I don't see him as a Bond.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No?
I don't even
Not at
watch
all.
Bond, and he's not a Bond.
Okay.
I can
You'd have
tell
to
you that.
completely reshape the dialogue, and to make it seem really.
He can be 008. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He can't be
It has
007.
to be like very misdirected, where like at the very end you're like, oh, that was your plan.
Yeah, Hiddleston's not. Yeah, he just doesn't fit the character.
No, not for me.
If they were to revamp a couple other movies, maybe, but I don't see that.
Yeah,
series.
no, I get that.
Yeah. Not saying he's a bad actor.
No,
Just-
I know that.
that's not
Yeah,
for him.
it's just not Bond.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go and see a couple of those Bond movies.
Skyfall was
The
probably
newer ones. I'm gonna have to
Daniel
see.
Craig's best performance was Skyfall.
You
People
know,
will
he
say
doesn't
Casino
even
Royale.
want to be James Bond.
Who,
Like he
Daniel
tried
Craig?
getting
Yeah,
out
probably.
of being
Yeah.
James Bond.
Really?
Yeah, he was also in Star Wars too. We can connect those.
He was a stormtrooper in Star
You'll
Wars.
stay there, Rebel Scum, or something like that.
Yeah,
What
he was the
it?
one that.
He was the one that
I
Ray
like
mind
him.
tricked.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I forgot what he said.
I will
He's
drop
a
my
Star
weapon
Wars
and
drunk.
remove your
You
shackles
see
and
him,
leave
like,
the room.
change, too. I thought it was so
And
funny
left
because
my
you see him, he's like, and his like helmet goes higher. He's like,
And he just-
I will do this or whatever. I forgot.
Yeah.
the
It's
line.
just great acting.
Yeah.
Where I don't have to see your face to feel your emotion, which is also what makes Deadpool such a good movie. Because think about it, he's got a mask on,
Yeah.
and you can really feel.
Like what the? Like every time he does something crazy or
I
something,
feel
you
like
can
his
you
actual
can
face is less
like you
expressive
see
than his mask.
like he's freaking out, right? He's doing certain things. He's doing something stupid. You can imagine his face being
Well,
like,
you can see it.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
just
dude.
what
What a
happens.
great, like little details.
Yeah. Okay. Just a little thing, little heads up, guys. If you don't know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do now, but
This
Clone
is
Wars.
A spoiler.
No.
Okay.
Clone Wars is coming back, finally, which is deserved. Now, I'm just gonna say something real quick about the Clone Wars. Like, Clone Wars was my everything growing up, right? And this was because Clone Wars started as soon as Revenge of the Sith ended. Like, it doesn't pick up from there, but it's like the season started, right?
I
And
remember when it came out, it was like a nice way to kind of like say, "Hey guys, we recognize your audience, and that you love this, so we're gonna give
and
you."
I
a
was
little treat."
I had just watched episode 3 for the first time, and I was like, that was awesome. First of all, I wasn't like into the whole thing, but I was like, this is cool, Star Wars. And I was like, bro, there's a TV show on Cartoon Network now where I can just watch this all the time. Like, yes.
I remember every time that came on, I would just change the channel. That
know
was
what?
back when I
Oh,
didn't care
that
for Star Wars
hurts
at all.
me.
We need to have a podcast that's the best of Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network has given us so much.
Don't even, bro. I'm gonna start crying.
In the recent years, though, they've been, in my
Yes and
opinion,
no.
in my like certain
After
shows.
Adventure Time.
So no, of course, Adventure. I loved
regular show-
Adventure
Yeah,
Time.
I'm talking about like afterwards.
Yeah,
after all
I'm
that
just
stuff.
saying like certain things about like the shows that enter Cartoon Network. I'm just like, okay.
Like Dexter's Lab,
Dexter's Laboratory was
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Codename Kids Next Door.
Kids
don't
Next Door
touch
is a
that.
good one.
All right, for a show, right? Okay, here's the other thing.
Ben
You
10.
bring up Kids Next Door. That's just
Special.
it doesn't. I don't care how long we talk about this, because you still talk about Clone Wars, but like I hear a lot of people giving Teen Titans Go a lot of flack.
It's not that bad.
But as a kid show for what it's supposed to, I think
I heard the
it's
movie was really good. I heard the movie was
I
good.
have,
so.
I of course,
did you?
I haven't watched.
Also,
But-
oh
but
wait,
yeah, I
Cartoon
heard it
Network
was.
in years though. So.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Gabs, do you not know of the groundbreaking news that came after that movie?
I saw it. I saw.
You
it
know
online.
the news.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
that.
They're
Somebody
they're,
told me, so you
they're
can go ahead.
bringing back the OG Teen Titans.
Oh, I knew that.
Okay, that's
Was
where
that
it
like
came from.
was that in the end credits?
It was in
Something
the end
like
credits.
that,
In the
yeah.
end credits, it
Oh.
was like the Teen Titans going, "Hey guys, we found a way to make it back." Like it was the OG Teen Titans in their old animation and everything, and it was like,
That's
"We
what
found a
that
way to
review
make it
was
back.
talking about.
We're gonna do it," and then it, movie
Okay.
ends. And I was
That's
like,
what that review
"Whoa."
was talking about. 'Cause I
Yeah.
actually wanted to go see that.
Yeah, I want to.
That would've been really
because
cool.
I'm not a big fan as a superhero fan of Teen Titans Go, but I am a fan of Teen Titans Go because it's just good. Like
Sure.
if you don't put in oh, this is supposed to be this is supposed to be. I'm just
Yeah,
watching
as
it
it
'cause-
is, it's a TV show
Yeah, it's good.
for children.
Yeah. That's what is it's cartoons. It's supposed to be directed
Yeah,
towards
man.
children.
I just remember like the
Mostly.
old cartoon. What made me like that was Slade.
Oh,
yeah.
Like 'cause
Nah,
that
yeah.
dude, man.
I'm the thing that keeps you
His
up
voice,
at
dude.
night.
He was a great villain. He's like, you saved me. I'm not done with you yet.
Yo, he was so
There's, like, nothing you could do
terrifying.
to like hurt him, man. I always remember him putting like Robin in like an arm lock or whatever, and just like talking to him.
Yeah,
while
every
he's in
single
pain.
time, like Robin would go in for a fight. He's like,
That would be one of my favorite, definitely a top favorite, like good versus bad, like little duo. Like Slade versus the Teen Titans, and especially Robin. And they do a great job in the new animated movies with Damien versus Slade, and he's getting the best of Damien at times. And
he's
you're
like,
like, oh,
I don't want to kill you yet. I don't want you, to win. I'm gonna beat you.
and he hates Damien so much.
I think he hates the Bat family in general.
He does.
Man. Like after
you're
Batman
right,
just
for
beat
sure.
him and everybody else started coming in and joining him, he was like, "Listen,
That movie was.
y'all need to chill."
We saw Slade at the end of Suicide Squad, right? Wasn't that
That
like?
was just.
That was Justice League.
Which
that-
was the best end credits.
That was the best end
I
credit
feel
scene
like it
ever.
was. I don't care how bad or good the movie was. That
Lex Luthor sitting there. Slade just walks up the
Oh,
stairs of his
that's right.
yacht, and he's like, "What if we had a league of our own?" I was like,
Oh, that's right.
This is what I'm
He said-
talking
when he
about.
said his line, like, better not be wasting my time.
Yeah,
I was
you're-
like,
"You better not be wasting
that's
my
freaking
time."
Deathstroke.
And he just takes off his.
Holy crap.
I was like, "This is okay." After this movie, after what I just saw,
I want to see more
This is good.
Deathstroke, dude. That's the Deathstroke that I freaking want in a movie.
Jesse Eisenberg should have played Riddler.
Well,
Sorry, I had to bring that up. Should have played Riddler. Not
I
Lex Luthor.
think Eisenberg should have played Leto's Joker, and Leto should have played Lex
I can
Luthor.
see Leto doing.
Well, given
Luther, I can't
the-
see Jesse
given just those two actors,
The
yeah.
Mafia version of the Joker? Are you kidding me? Eisenberg would have played that brilliantly.
Yeah, Eisenberg, he's a good actor. He's better than what you're giving him credit for.
Right,
seen a
he's
lot of
not a
stuff, I
Lex
guess.
Luthor. Lex Luthor's supposed to be charismatic.
Charismatic, calculating,
Ratings, man.
just
He became president.
Yeah.
I don't
know
see
how.
him as becoming president. Lex Luthor?
That wasn't Lex. Yeah, that.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Justin Eisenberg wasn't Lex. What I'm saying is he wasn't Lex Luthor.
Of course he wasn't.
No, in no universe
Yeah.
is he a Lex Luthor.
He was. I just for the universe that he is in, I see him completely as a Riddler, especially for a Batman villain.
Yeah, the whole
Like,
Superman thing that he put him.
He
through
even
with their
asked
mom.
existential questions.
Oh, he did. Like, he is very Riddler-esque.
Like, it's like, do you know what the biggest lie in America is, Senator? Is that power can be innocent. I was like, that's a Riddler line. That's something the Riddler would say to Batman right before beating him. Like,
And he even gives Superman a riddle when he's like, yeah, you're about to go fight Batman at one point.
That's
When
what I was
he's-
saying.
yeah. And he gives us the big question that ended up in the trailer.
Well, that goes
Man
into writing.
versus God. All that. I'm like, come on.
Is that a knock on Jeff Johns? Would you
What do
say?
you mean?
Because Jeff Johns is co-writer, co-producer, co-director of like all these movies, and you know he has a hand in all of them. Right? Is that a knock on Jeff Johns' writing for movies? Because you know he had to okay the script, right? Because that's his baby. He owns DC.
You know what I think the problem is? I think no. Ooh. I think the fact that no matter how much directors and writers, how much they say they are fans of certain things that they're making, they aren't.
No,
And at the
because
core of it,
they
because they
like
want
what they
money.
do.
They want money and they want all these things. They want fame and they think of movies that are famous and comic books and all that do bad. They just move on to the next project. They barely ever actually go, "Hey guys, what can we do better?" They just let's work on the other one.
They really need like Christopher Nolan
Yeah.
to do some of these
'Cause
movies.
here's the thing, right?
Well, I mean,
Fans, we connect to this stuff. We see these things and we're like, this is a lot of people, this is my childhood.
Don't you think that's an issue though? Like you've seen this with Star Wars, right? With like the fans,
We connect to
that's why we don't have
everything.
Star Wars anymore.
Yeah, it's like we connect to everything. The people who make the movie don't connect as much because they're just making it to make money and then move on to the next project. And I think that's a big problem, like with the authenticity and the certain things about characters in movies, like Lex Luthor, right? Jeff Johns, he's good at his job, right? He's good,
Yeah,
but
it's an understatement.
yeah, that is an understatement. That's an oversimplification, right? But when it comes down to it, I don't think he's gonna put like all that money, all that effort into this needs to be a more Lex Luthor or this needs to be more Doomsday. And it's
You
like
really think that though? Because you've heard stories, haven't you? Like all these actors,
I think
that
that entirely.
like reading all the comics in order to really get into the character.
I mean that's
I know some
possible.
actors that have done
Just because you read a comic doesn't mean you connect to it.
I would feel if I'm getting
Like,
paid millions
if
to
you-
act
yeah, but
out
you-
a
that's the
character
thing. You're still getting
that is
paid.
completely well known.
Ben Affleck, Batman.
Like you're still getting paid though. That's the problem.
I get some flack from some people from this. I think Ben Affleck actually did pretty good as
No,
Batman,
I do
to be
too.
honest.
I
think
love.
he was a good
I love
Batman.
I think he's better than George Clooney.
Which?
Oh god.
Yeah, of course. But which are you talking about? Like
Val
in
Kilmer.
Justice League or Batman v Superman or like?
I think
Definitely Justice League, right?
Justice
overall,
League better.
actually, I actually
In my
did,
opinion.
and this is actually where I get the most flack. I actually really liked Batman vs Superman.
At the movie in general.
I like
Yeah.
the first half of it.
I thought it was
the
good.
first half I had dreams about. Like I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
I remember, like when I first saw it, I remember I was like,
They're meeting each
It's
other.
their time to talk.
I remember like, well, I mean, I'm just saying, like I remember the next week I was getting my not my tonsils, my wisdom teeth out.
Oh, okay.
And while I was on the medication, like I fell asleep. I remember having dreams about that movie because like something about it like stuck with me, like the music and everything. Mm-hmm. The Batman of that
I
movie
liked
was
I
really
liked the
good, dude.
feel of the movie, to be honest, and the fight scenes were not bad. You could definitely tell that it was CGI, a lot of it, and you can tell that it felt rushed and unfinished.
Well, the Batman end fight scene against all those dudes in the warehouse, that wasn't CGI, but that was primo Batman.
Yeah.
That's how Batman.
Name a better Batman fight.
But
scene.
I mean, I guess I'm kind of nitpicky.
Well, the warehouse.
I would like
the warehouse where
Batman.
not the warehouse. The where he's fighting all the guys, the army dudes, and the hallucination. I love that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, I was just saying like the Batman. I feel everybody goes for in the movie is like the Frank Miller, Dark Knight Returns, Batman.
Talking about the Christopher Nolan Batman?
No, he's talking about
Talking about
the comic.
the story, Dark Knight Returns. You know.
Yeah, like Batman Year One, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Everybody goes for that, and I mean that's not. It's Batman, but I mean it's not like Batman. That's like
Not the only Batman.
Yeah.
The essential Batman. It doesn't have to be like that dark, which they were going for. That's like their problem with that movie. I feel it's like too dark. You know.
I mean,
No, I don't think it's too dark. I think that's they really did a good job of Batman, right? Like, you know,
I mean,
Batman
a
obviously is
representation.
broken emotionally in Batman vs Superman, and you can see it even more in Justice League, and he even explains it to Alfred.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think it's too dark. I think it's just I think it's not that it's too dark. I think it's that it's too rushed.
Yeah.
They could
a lot of it was
if
rushed.
they had a little if they put a little more time, they didn't rush, they really developed it. I think even if it was as dark as it is and you didn't like that, I think it still would have been amazing. Because there was just so many things in there that they could have done that they didn't do. They got the dark down to a T. Like he was dark. But they didn't get, they didn't push into me the fact that he's dark, here's why, this is his motivation, all that. And, I mean, it's there, but it's not there, if that makes sense.
And also, there's a lot of characters I feel that didn't click throughout the movies. And sometimes, even if in real life the characters don't click, you can make it happen on the screen. And I feel like they didn't care to do that sometimes.
I didn't like what they did with Lex Luthor's assistant.
Yeah.
Oh, they just killed her.
Killed her. She's supposed to
Wait,
be this awesome bodyguard with robotic
You talking about
enhancements.
Young Justice?
No,
in the movie.
In the movie,
Yeah.
Batman
The Chinese
vs
girl,
Superman.
the girl that she obviously liked him. He didn't like, he's
She died.
She was sitting in the
in the courtroom when
in
it
the courtroom.
exploded.
Oh,
Yeah.
she had a robotic arm too. I didn't see that.
Oh
She's-
yeah, she was like projectiles.
She's supposed to be his awesome bodyguard.
There's a lot of stuff. They killed Jimmy Olsen, bro.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, that wasn't really
that
Jimmy
was
Olsen.
super quick.
Well, I mean, that was
no,
that was
he
in the
says
extended
his
cut, though.
name is Jimmy.
Yeah, that's because he's an undercover.
Come on, bro.
agent.
He's Superman's best friend. You made him an undercover agent. He's a photographer, bro. Come on, dude.
And he's supposed to be a little weakling too, right?
Yeah.
Like
Why
a
is
little-
he on in this what do you call that? Like,
What? Oh, the terrorist
yeah.
organization
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
Yeah.
what
But
is he doing?
the what was I saying again? I don't remember. I'm having a brain fart right now. What were we literally just talking about like 30 seconds ago? Rushed. Yes.
Something,
Rushed.
Characters not fitting together. As
Yeah,
well, all that stuff, yeah.
his assistant, Lex Luthor's assistant. Me personally, I love like how Lex Luthor's just sitting there, and if somebody like Robin or Green Arrow, Arsenal, Red Arrow, or anybody like that were to like come in, Lex, I'm taking you out. I forget her name.
I forgot her name.
Yeah,
too.
he'll just like please, and she'll just come out and just activate her combat
Lex
mode. and
doesn't
just
freak
kick.
out ever.
Yeah, he's just sitting there. And he's like, all right, please take care of this.
Lujan.
That is one thing we saw a little bit from Eisenberg. We saw a little bit too much emotion.
Yeah, he
sometimes.
was like,
yeah.
Mercy Graves.
Mercy Graves.
Yep, that's Mercy Graves. I
Gotcha.
still gotta ask, like, why do you think that a movie that still needs to be explained years after it's come out as to what they were thinking, like, honestly, like, what are your 3 best points about what makes it a good movie?
Which movie?
BVS.
Okay, so I don't want to say it's like a good movie. I just mean I liked the movie. I don't think it was as bad as
He
people
enjoyed
say.
it.
What did I like
Same.
about the movie? I liked the action. I thought the action was cool.
Okay.
I liked some of the actors. Actually, I liked most of the actors, and I liked what they did sometimes. I just don't like how they interacted with each other.
Okay.
And I thought the storyline wasn't bad. I just think it was too convoluted. They tried to mix like 3 different major arcs all into the same
Right.
thing.
we know how bad that works.
Why
Right,
is
and
Doomsday
that's-
in a Batman versus Superman movie?
Right. So Batman vs Superman,
Spider-Man 3.
Doomsday, and they.
I was thinking
Yeah, exactly. Same thing that happened with Spider-Man 3 because I love Venom. Sandman isn't a bad character. I thought it was just a weird.
It was just
mix.
so much. They were trying to fit
and
so
then
much in that one movie.
New Goblin.
That movie.
I mean, that was cool characters. I would have loved to see a more focus on one of them than
At least one, yeah.
I feel like it should
At
be
least
been-
three of them.
shortcut on all
Like
three
they
of them.
put Hobgoblin, Sandman,
Yeah.
and Venom in one movie and expected
I feel
it to
like
be good.
it would have been really cool if they just had maybe like a new Goblin as the main villain. Like he's
Yeah.
going up against a new like a new Goblin.
If they wanted to do something with a
It's
team
like a
up
bunch of
of
callbacks to the
villains,
first movie.
like if they wanted to do something with a team of villains, why didn't you just make a Sinister Six movie? Because that would have
Wait,
worked.
didn't they?
I think
they teased the
I was gonna
Sinister
say, that's
Six.
exactly
I thought
what-
they
But that was
teased
on,
it.
but that was
tease
that
that.
wasn't
I
in
think
the that
it was
wasn't in the
like
Tobey Maguire movies.
Oh, that was
in the
right.
Andrew
That was
Garfield
the
one.
second
And
Amazing
then it got
If you want
canceled.
like a good Sinister Six story, read Ultimate Six. That's
Ultimate Six. That's your recommendation.
Yeah,
Recommendation.
Yeah, that's a good story. Like that's what a movie. If you're gonna make a movie about Sinister Six, that's what you should pull from.
Who are the Sinister? Oh man.
Sinister
You
Six.
say it for me, please.
Sinister Six.
The
I don't know,
Sinister
they've
Six.
almost rotated. It's
Yeah,
almost
they've got a
The
lot.
original-
It's like
the original six
Vulture,
are-
isn't it? Vulture, Doc Ock, Stinger.
Nah.
No, I mean Stinger. Scorpion. I'm sorry, I was
Stinger.
Nah,
He has a stinger.
the original six. Sorry, the original six.
Doctor Octopus, Sandman, Mysterio,
Sandman.
Electro, Craven,
And Vulture.
Vulture. Yeah.
Hey, do you know Mysterio is our next major Spider-Man villain,
Mm-hmm.
I heard that.
played by Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh! Oh! I'm
Do you
excited.
think he's
for
gonna
that.
have the bull head?
He better have the bowl. They gave Black Manta his bowl head. They better give Mysterio his bowl head.
DC.
They could
versus
find a way to
Marvel.
do that to make it practical, but do you know what Ultimate Mysterio looks like? His head isn't a bowl; it's like a hologram.
Yeah, it's a hologram.
I feel like they
Instead
could
of a-
do something sinister, similar.
Similar.
Sinister.
This word sinister is
Destroying.
sinister.
Yeah. But I like how they also hinted sort of at the Sinister Six in the Homecoming movie. Sort of, not a little bit, not like as an organization, but they brought the villains in from the new Sinister Six. They brought Scorpion in.
Oh, yeah,
They
yeah,
have
yeah.
Vulture
Right.
in there, right? And I can see the fact. I think I see what they're doing. I think they're gonna build the Sinister Six in different movies. They have Mysterio already. They have Vulture. They have Vulture. They have Scorpion, and they have Mysterio coming up. And I have a feeling that it's gonna come to head in one great movie where the Sinister Stick.
Oh, it's got you now
Sinister
too.
Six.
It's got me, him. Don't say it.
Don't do
You
it.
can't. You gotta stay away. The trifecta has been
The
hit.
Sinister Six will just like it, and I feel like that we can do it right this time.
Okay. So it's about time for us to wrap up.
Yeah, we
we
got
could
it.
still be here for another hours. We are gonna end it on a cliffhanger though. What if I told you? By my man. It was about. I remember. Flash.
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. So, what if I told you that the new season of The Flash? Brain fart. Damn it! You can edit this out. So
Good job.
I'm having a brain fart.
That's
Isn't that
alright.
Like a new speedster or something.
Oh yeah. What if? Okay.
Or is it new or not?
No, it's not exactly new, but. What if I told you that in the new season of Flash, we have more speedsters, more action, and more Flash,
And more suits.
more suits?
Oh god. Jeez.
What
Yeah,
do-
that's our next.
We're gonna
topic,
talk
right?
about that next time, bro. I don't
Yeah, we're gonna talk
understand
about
it.
the new
new suit.
season
Yeah.
of the Flash. You know, have you seen the trailer yet?
I've actually not watched any of the Flash.
Okay, so we'll
It's like
we'll
Kristen's
catch you up.
favorite show too.
We'll catch you up. But that's what we're going to talk about next time because I keep getting a lot of questions in class about that. Have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Have you seen the Flash?
I'm gonna have to.
Hey, it was fun, guys.
It was amazing.
We got Lujan,
Hey,
New
Lujan.
edition.
Gabs,
Guest starring.
Jalen, as always.
And Hector.
and take care, guys. Subscribe,
Please do.
hit the like button, share. You know, ask us questions if you see us around. You know,
Yeah. Like, we're
We'll get to
down.
it.
Yeah.
All right. Good job, guys.
Deuces.
Peace.